All right, so here's the deal. National.
Turn this phone on. Skip this. All right, now we in there. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everyone is doing well. As I turn this phone on, chill with y'all for a couple hours. Then next week, the boys are back to school, man. What's going on with you? Make sure this thing is working. Okay. All right, as the phone turns on, man. How y'all doing? Everybody good? So yes, there's hope. What's going on? Yes, there's hope. How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing all right. You're having a good Saturday. I am doing good as well, man. Well, wait till some people populate in here. We're going to have a good couple hours. Oh, boy, man. I sat here today and I ended up, I was running some errands, but I ended up watching that Cam interview again. This time I only got through like 40 minutes, man. But there's some other things that I caught. I'm going to tell you right now, man. Big Woke, she is insouciant. And that means that she's someone who has a lot of stuff going around her, and she's not taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? At all, man. As y'all come in, say hello, let me know who's out there, and y'all hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? And the phone is open right now if y'all want to go ahead and call in. But I just think the sky's falling on Big Woke. I really do. Now, I'm paying attention. There are a lot of people who are saying, I think we all felt like Kaye Scott initially, she didn't stand a chance. Even I said that she was damaged goods, and Claressa was just going to get in there and tranquilize her. And I still think Claressa should be the favorite to win, but it doesn't even matter what I think. I am listening to the people, man, and I am surprised how many people. What's up, Caviar Dreams? I'm surprised at how many people are saying that they think Kaye Scott has a chance now. And the reason is, what's up, Cheryl? How you doing? Yeah. We're going to have some fun in here. But I think the reason why so many people are starting to change their stance on this fight is because they're like, yo, Big Woke's not taking anything serious. You know what I mean? She got all this chaos around her. She got a big fight in front of her. And instead of her being locked in, they feel that she's just not taking it serious. And they feel that she's in for an upset. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I want to go that far and say Kaye Scott's going to upset anything. But I want to say this. After watching that Cam Newton interview, I got a question. What's up, BS? Why isn't he going to the fight? See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. You have somebody, you went onto his platform. Now, y'all tell me this. How crazy is that she goes to this man's platform and's like, you better come to the fight, begging this man to come to the fight. And he's like, nah, I'm not going. And she's begging him. And when she did that, I said, why is she begging this man to go to the fight? Because he doesn't want to go. And I know why he doesn't want to go. I'm 100% sure this man don't want to go because I don't think he likes her. And he can say it's because he's not a nice person or he's not personable. He's more introverted. He's not an extrovert. I don't think that's what it is. I think he doesn't want his brand attached to her like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wants to go out there because he understands the message being sent by attaching himself to Big Woke. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I were to interview Claressa Shields right now, and she said, hey, I know you don't really like my ways. You don't agree with me saying things you felt were disrespectful. But hey, I did you a solid by coming to your platform. At least come out to the fight. I would really have to think about that shit. I may just pull up. Don't mean I'm going to be backstage hanging out, but I may be like, well, she did come on my show. F it ain't nothing for me to go down there, go to the fight. Even if I'm up in the nosebleed seat somewhere, camouflage blend in where nobody would see me, I would probably go. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. For him, I can't understand why he won't go. That's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? He says, I agree, yeah. What's up, Andre? Says he doesn't like her. I think she needs to wake up. I think she needs to wake up and understand not this thing about being the big quote and having all this money and everybody, likes me and it's not the case. It's not the case, man. And for her team to watch that, it almost reminds me of what I hear the lady saying. And look, y'all could call in now. I got about 70-something people in here. 929-839-0679. You go ahead and call in and get the party started and let me know. We continue the conversation about the Cam interview. We're talking about Kaye Scott. We talk about everything in here, dog biting the cat. Whatever you want to talk about, that's what this live is for. But it kind of reminded me of when the ladies were telling me, hey, she was also, begging Pap to send her flowers and stuff like that when Remy caught her on the phone with him after he fell asleep. Because now I'm paying more attention because before I never watched any of these interviews, you know what I mean? But now because we have so many conversations here, people ask me, I'm like, I get tired of saying, I don't know, I didn't watch it. I don't be on the internet like that. And that was the truth. But now if I'm exercising, I will play something. If you mention it, somebody mentioned it 3-4 times, I'll go and watch it while I'm exercising. So now I'm paying attention. And I see what y'all are talking about, But what I don't understand is why the people around her aren't pointing this out. It's crazy to me, man. Says everyone is not supposed to be like, because if they do, then you're not being true to yourself. Well, I'm tracking with you, Dre. But at the end of the day, man, it's crazy to see her out here and having someone who does an interview with you, who you consider your guy and he consider you his gal, meaning friends, but he ain't trying to come out to support you at your fight. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So anyway, man, I just thought that was wild, man. 100%. 100%. And then I'm watching Kaye Scott, and she and I have actually corresponded. Let me tell y'all, Kaye Scott is locked in. Does anyone think Kaye Scott, I'll put it to you this way, has your opinion changed as far as Kaye Scott's chance on making it a competitive fight and possibly winning? Because I'm telling you right now, Kaye Scott is locked in. Now, I'm not saying Kaye Scott wins. But what I'm telling you is she's locked in. And I'm sitting back watching. It's hard for me to go against Claressa Shields when it comes to a fight. But Kaye Scott is out there working. And the word I'm getting is she's really been working on having a fast, strong jab to disrupt everything Claressa Shields brings to the table, to stop her aggressiveness, her attacks, forcing her to reset. If Kaye Scott can have a strong jab, a fast jab, and she can control the distance and move and force Claressa to reset, the fight becomes interesting. Am I saying Kaye Scott wins? No. Kind of hard to go against Big Bo. She's been whipping ass for a long time. But what I'm telling you is Kaye Scott is probably going to shock a lot of people. I just don't see Claressa coming in there blasting out the ring in one round. I don't see that at all, man. Plus, Big Bo, it looks like she's struggling to make weight. This is like they have a week left and they fight. And she doesn't seem to be anywhere near 160. Now, normally she should be within 10 pounds. She can grind off them 10 pounds in 7 days, but she should at least be 7 pounds out or something like that. She still seems to be, maybe 15 pounds out. I don't know. I'm making an assumption, but I'm just looking at her, and she doesn't look to me like she's within that 10-pound window. Not yet. So I'm watching all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what the spit bucket is, Kim, so you got to call in and tell me because I have no idea what the spit bucket is. What's up, OG? He says, evening, Chief. I'm chilling. Kate has a chance if she goes to range, fights at range, stay out of the trenches. I agree. I was even thinking about that body work, you know what I mean? I know Claressa going to go to the body. Claressa does it. She got the speed. Them first 3 rounds, I think you're going to be all hell. for Kaye Scott. The first 3 rounds are gonna be hell. Because Claressa gonna come out there, she's gonna try to make a statement, and she's gonna look to get a knockout. She is going to do her damnness trying to get Kaye Scott out of there. I just think Kaye Scott has a bit more resilience and a bit more will than people are giving her credit. You know what I mean? This woman turned pro late. She had an expanded amateur career. She wasn't expected to do nothing being, but, you know, people would call her grandma and shit. She wasn't supposed to do nothing in them 40s, but here she is at age 42, a unified champion, coming from Australia. So when you have people who are the underdogs and nobody expects much from them anyway, they don't got nothing to lose. So I think she's going to go balls to the wall and make that fight interesting, you know. I think she can maybe not by knockout. Yeah, the knockout thing, this is the thing with Claressa. Claressa talking about she going to knock out Kaye Scott. Claressa ain't knocking nobody out. And then she was at the time about when she went to heavyweight, that's when she started getting her knockouts. Claressa has 3 knockouts, man. You went to heavyweight, and what are you talking about? You got a bunch of knockouts. What knockouts? You see? So I'm just sitting here like, man, you got to be kidding me, man. Anyway, 929-839-0679. That came out early so we could get a good 3 hours in, and I may be up and away by 10 o'clock. So go ahead and call in. Andre says, if Scott makes Claressa Shields back up at some point during the fight, then she has a very good chance to win. Also catch her with some body shots. Hey, man, she gotta figure it out. Now, back on this thing about Atlanta. Now, Charleston White is chiming in. I actually listened to him. And he kind of caught me off guard because I don't know why in the world Charleston Scott is even talking. But for those of y'all who didn't hear it, this thing about light skin, dark skin, it's just ridiculous at this point. But I'm going to play it because we briefly touched on it last night. I didn't listen to the audio, but I have it here. I'm going to play it now. I don't understand this thing about light skin, dark skin again. Brown skin. I don't understand this colorism stuff that keeps coming up. Now, there was someone who told me they feel, I'm getting messages, they feel that Claressa brought Lotto in because Lotto's light skin. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'll check that out later. That Claressa brought Lotto in because Lotto's light skin. And also because the thing about her having a baby with the rapper, right? But this is me. I don't understand why people keep talking about this complexion shit. Now, look, y'all got to call in to help me understand. Because I'm a dude. I'm 51. I don't care about none of that shit. But I'm not understanding how her bringing Lotto out is supposed to, you know, entice people to want to come out to the event. I would think if she was going to bring someone out because they're concerned about ticket sales, if you want a real attraction, maybe you bring T.I. out. Maybe you bring Youngbloods out. Maybe you have Pastor Troy come out and perform. You know what I'm saying? But bringing, you know, a lot of, I don't know nothing about her. But that just lets you know that I don't know nothing about her, except what y'all tell me in the chat. You know, so I don't have an opinion. But if I hear Youngbloods, if I hear Pastor Troy, especially Pastor Troy, No More Playing GA, I know that song. If that shit comes on, somebody gonna die. Because people go crazy to that song. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hey, Hood.
What's up with you?
Hey, I was calling. I was just calling to say that I know I see a lot of people saying they feel sorry for Claressa. It seems to me that she's doing a lot of this deliberately, you know, and Papoose is not telling her, you know, pipe down or anything, you know, think that's going to get to Remy. But the main thing is holding up the divorce is he won't have, like she said. And there's not going to be no decree. She don't want nothing he got. And she don't want nothing he got, but he want what she got. So, you know, they're at a dead end. It may not even be a divorce. And then the custody, joint custody, that's not going to happen. Joint custody is not going to happen.
Why you don't think?
That's what I was calling to say.
But why don't you think joint custody happens?
I'm saying joint custody with somebody that's unhinged like that, even if they did get divorced. How can he expect joint custody with some woman that's unhinged?
Hey, you gotta mute your TV. You gotta mute your TV. You gotta mute your TV. Your TV's loud.
What you say, Hood?
Yeah. Okay. You said what did you say? Your TV was loud. I didn't even hear you.
Yeah, I had to mute it. I was saying, it's no way in hell that even if they did get divorced, what about the custody? It's no way I would allow the judge to give joint custody with somebody that's unhinged like that. It's ridiculous. And Remy had already said that one day, if she did have kids, they would be, siblings. But then somebody acting like that, who wants their child around that? It makes no sense, but everybody feels sorry for her. She's a great boxer, yeah. Okay, but then there's also a character outside of that. Everybody that's a boxer don't behave like this. They don't act like this. She's doing this deliberately. You could play it on mental illness or whatever to an extent, but she knows what she's doing. She's trying to get underneath Remy's skin.
By just saying the things she's saying?
Yeah, saying the things that she say, nasty things that she say. She'll direct them towards other people, but she mean it towards her, just like when she was saying that stuff to Kaye Scott. Yeah, she wanted to say that to Remy, but she couldn't. Why all of a sudden she's so upset with Kaye Scott? At first, when they had their little meeting that they had, she wasn't like that towards her. She wasn't even like that towards her. I'm just looking at how she moved. She doing stuff deliberately, just like when Remy said she's in her soft girl era. What did she do? She went and did a photo shoot in her soft girl era. Everything, that's just to nitpick, to give the bloggers and everybody something to say.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you calling in. All right.
All right.
I'll talk to you. All right. Bye. Okay.
All right.
Yep. The phone line is open, man. Let me call this person back real quick. Y'all know y'all call in. I will call you back. 929-839-0679, man. I got about 3 hours on here, man. Then I'm gonna bounce. But yeah, I'm just wondering, man. What the hell going on? How you doing?
Hey, Hood, how are you?
I'm good. What you got?
So yeah, no, Kaye Scott doesn't win this. I don't think she's gonna win this at all. You put in one of your first videos when she was introduced is that she had that brain injury. When I saw her fight, she didn't look quick. She didn't look fast at all. Now, I've been trying to give Claressa at least a little leeway here, but she is so unlikable. Even in the cam interview, I was looking to see if she was going to say something and maybe was going to turn the public a different way. And her whole persona is like, I want her to get knocked out, but I pretty much think that Kaye was picked so that she could get a knockout. So Claressa is going to more than likely pick up 2 belts, but yeah, I don't see Kaye winning this at all. I wish she would. It would be wonderful if she did. She's the underdog. But no, when you look at her speed, I don't even know if she's had any KOs, like really. She's not going to get, she's going to get the greatest. Claressa may be disliked, but she is the greatest in that sport. She's not going to win.
Okay, you think, so, okay, now, I don't disagree with Claressa being the favorite. Like, I'm not delusional, you know what I'm saying? But you don't think that with all the distractions that Claressa has going on, that maybe Kaye Scott has more of a chance of making the fight more competitive now, especially with Claressa coming all the way down to 160?
No, that's another thing. With her coming down to 160, does she make it down to 160? That's the first off, because she's looking to get the KO. If she doesn't and Kaye Scott remains in that fight, she needs to really get paid because they're going after that KO. So she's going to be an advantage if she doesn't go down to 160. And another thing I have a question is did they do a drug test? I'm looking to see if Claressa's on something because the way she acts, it just is. It's out of line to me.
She is very erratic. I don't know. I know that we've had some, mental health experts call in, some with master's degrees and PhDs, and basically between the few of them who've called in, it seems like Claressa has a dark triad personality, a little bit of psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. So when I watch her now, I look at her totally different. You know, after having those experts call in and me doing some research, and we've talked about it in depth on the channel, I see exactly those characteristics that, you know, that they were explaining to me when it comes to that whole dark triad personality trait. And I'm like,
Yes.
holy shit. But that's what I think it is. I don't know if she's on drugs. I know something wrong. I personally think there's something wrong with her, man. You know, I never seen anybody act like that. Never seen anybody act like that. And to come on camera and say one thing, then go on camera again and say something different, then go on camera again and say something different, and then talk about people are creating false narratives and we're lying and everyone's mad because, you know, Papoose, they thought he'd be like an Instagram model with only 2,000 followers, but he got the big boss bitch and the one that got hit. I'm fine and I got my money and I got my career and I'm listening to her and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with her? But that's what I'm seeing. What you seeing? Didn't wanting to cuss. I just that's what it is. I really think those mental health experts who called it hit the nail on the head with that.
I think they are too.
Yeah,
I do. I've been following this story because I'm like, okay, this can't be. I need her to come to some type of realization, and people can't make her do that. I need her to meet her, not her doom or anything like that, but I need her to be humbled out. She thinks she's the greatest. She's good at what she does as far as in the boxing ring. She is, but she's not the best if she doesn't compete with the best. And I just don't think, I really hope Kaye Scott, you know, she seems like a nice lady. She seems very, very fit, but you're going against the greatest. No. With your record, your record does not compare to her record. I hope that, you know, if Claressa was true and coming down and meet her weight, and if she does get exhausted, then maybe Kaye Scott stands in and she has a chance. But I don't know when she had that brain injury. I think that when I saw the sedation green thing, I think she was impressed with Lonnie Daniels did. And I think she wants to do that. She wants to have that talking point. Like, I almost knocked somebody out. Not somebody. I almost sent somebody to the hospital. Even though it was very unfortunate what happened to her, I think she was very impressed with Lonnie Daniels. And I think she's going to try to do that to Kaye Scott. And I hope that Kaye Scott really has the stamina and stability in there. I hope that she doesn't get that KO. That's the most I can hope for, is that she doesn't get that KO she's looking for, but she's not going to win.
Yeah, that's interesting what you said. So you think Claressa's the greatest, or just right now you think she's she's the best female fighter right now?
She's the best female fighter right now. I'm not going to call her. Well, she's the greatest at what she's doing right now. She is the best female fighter that's in there right now. But she really isn't tackling the greatest. Like, she's not tackling those who are the greatest. So she has her talking points. She talks about the whole MMA and but I'm like, okay, when you did that, it looks like when you started to get your tail whooped, you got out. So I don't think she wants to lose. I think she wants to retire with her belts, which she can. But all this other stuff, I was hoping that she would give us something in the Cam interview. I really did. Like, dang, I can't stand you. Like, you were, your whole attitude and demeanor. Every time she opens her mouth, I think she's lying. But yeah, I would hope that Kaye could do something. I would hope that Kaye could make it interesting, but no, I just think Claressa's going to pick up these belts, and I hope people really don't go out to support and see this debacle, because what she wants, the fueling the whole anger in this culture and feeding on the fact that Black people thrives on violence and this and that, that's not what we're about. So I'm looking at it from this standpoint, like, okay, you need to go down. If you think that's what we're about, I know one thing, the internet's kicking her tail. She may be a fighter in the ring, but she's losing this battle on the internet. They're clocking her every step of the way, and I appreciate that.
Yep.
So that's pretty much all I have.
Okay, well, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, have a good day.
All right, bye. Okay, look, the phone line is open, 929-839-0679. That's interesting what she said. Claressa Shields, do you think, right, I'm asking a question, that Claressa and her team targeted Kaye Scott? Because Lonnie Daniels fought Shadesha. And Shadesha, you know, everyone know I got love for Shadesha. And Shadesha ended up with her situation. Do you think Claressa and her team are looking at that and are saying, we want to have a win like that as well. And that's why they went after Kaye Scott, because Kaye Scott had the history of having an emergency CT scan on her skull and brain. So now Claressa is looking and saying, whoa, I need to do something like this too. Because she's always watching what everyone else is doing. The one thing about Claressa Shields, when it comes to her career, that if she could do something about it, she would, is get knockouts. She can't get knockouts because she doesn't know how to turn the punches over. And she doesn't naturally have power and heavy hands like that. You know, she says she has small feet and small hands. Papoose loves me because... Oh shit, don't get me going with the jokes. Small feet and small hands? What's so sexy about small hands and small feet? Go ahead, caller.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. What's up with you?
Man, I was thinking about that question. I think she did target her because she was very impressed. She was mad because she goes, "Oh, this is the person you thought it was going to knock me out? You thought this is the person?" And then when she got knocked out, she was so happy. She gloated about that. So the other color might be right. She might have targeted her with the brain scan and all that, thinking this is her chance to look like she can knock somebody out and beat everybody. Because when Layla said, "I know she can't knock me out. She doesn't have the skill." And maybe she's in there trying to prove something now.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. Now, because we've been talking and we couldn't make sense. You know, I don't know if you've been following the lives. Have you been following the lives?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay.
This is Miss T.
Oh, okay. Now, you know, I kept saying it doesn't make sense for her to come down to 160. You know, for what? Like, what was the motivation? Remember, I was asking that question. Just
Right.
It's like, is she coming down to 160? Is she going to fight Lauren Price, Michaela Mayer? Now she's saying she's just going back to 175. I'm like, well, why would they have her kill herself to get down to 160? But now this makes the most sense to me. It's not about her legacy and history and going back and winning the belts that I vacated. Nah, she going down to 160 because she feels with Kaye Scott's history being old and not having any knockout power, that she can come in there and do worse to her than what was done to Shadesha. She's trying to outdo Lonnie. And the thing is with Shadesha, I ain't gonna get into all I say. Shadesha, there was things you could tell, and that just didn't develop in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Well, the things with Shadesha. But the bottom line is for Claressa, this is just my thought, but I'm like 99% believe this is why they chose Kaye Scott and why she's coming down in weight. Because it doesn't make sense for someone to cut 40 plus pounds to go down in weight. For what? Why you want to yo-yo your weight like that? It's got to be a reason. And there it is, because she wants to get a big highlight reel knockout. That's why.
Exactly. Well, you know, because when you look back at a lot of her belts are vacated anyway. When she talks about all the things she has, we found out almost 8 of her belts are vacated. She just moved up. But you check out the fact that not only was she gloating about this, and why yo-yo your weight like that, because that's bad for your heart, everything, and you know that the fat has turned to muscle. Then you got to turn back and gain all that weight again if you want to go back up. It makes no sense to do that to your body. And I think cutting that weight that fast is going to have some kind of effect on how she's going to be able to fight. She's not going to be able to have the stamina after a certain amount of rounds. I truly believe that. Kaye Scott's been fighting at this weight the whole time. So to vacate all that weight, you might get a good gust in the beginning, maybe the first 3 rounds, and be lighter on your feet. But she cutting that weight, and you know, your heart, all that stuff, because she's taller than Kaye Scott too. That's gonna be a problem. I went to medical school. I feel like this is not actually gonna be the best thing for her in the end. You know, people that cut weight, just like in the military, when you cut weight fast so you can make weight and people, that's a temporary situation. It's temporary. So I don't know. And especially just to go back up, I don't think she's trying to grab belts that she vacated either. I think she's trying to make a mockery out of this whole situation, because she could have fought so many other people, but she called them old. So many people she could have fought and came down for it, and so many better opponents that she could have had that would have gave her a run for her money. She don't want that. She don't want that at all. There's been people that have been calling her out for a minute now, and she will not. And if she wanted to go down to that weight, she should have went back into MMA. But I think she's scared of that butt whipping. She's scared of that ass tapping that's going to happen if she goes back to MMA.
Oh yeah, they're gonna break some bones over there.
Oh yeah, and I think they looking for her. So yeah, I've been keeping up with it, and she just, I don't know. Everybody says Kaye Scott was cherry picked, and I definitely believe it. And with them having the set, but I'm wondering if Kaye Scott actually might have the advantage now that they have the same manager. He knows what Claressa's about. He knows how she moves. He knows the inner workings of how she operates. Psychologically, this could be a better advantage for Kaye Scott too.
I think Kaye Scott, we shouldn't rule her completely out. I think Kaye Scott has a good chance to make it competitive because against someone like Claressa, if you have a fast, strong jab, you can force her to reset because she will come in, she'll get sloppy, she's going to be in attack mode, and she's going to be all gas, no brakes, especially in the first 3 rounds because she's trying to come out there and get a knockout and try to impress the crowd, which I have a feeling that half of that crowd ain't going to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Yeah, I've seen how many empty seats there still are.
I have a feeling it's not going to be what they were hoping for. I think it's gonna be a dud. But that being said, I still think she'll come out there and try to get Kaye Scott out of there because they've sparred before. They know what each other brings to the table. But even Kaye Scott said when we sparred, I landed shots and sounded like it was somewhat competitive. But she knows Claressa's special. But Claressa has a whole lot of distractions right now. And just to watch her on that interview with Cam Newton, I'm watching and I'm listening to her. First of all, she's talking more than normal. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't normally speak this much. And she said so much during that interview that I'm sure she regrets it now. But
that interview was telling, and his facial expressions. I mean, if a man I guess you don't know men the way she thinks, but the way he looked at her and the facial expressions she should have felt played at the stuff she was saying. And real women don't talk like that. I mean, you talk like a hood booger with no class. And I mean, I respect all women from the hood, but I don't care where you from. You don't have to talk like low class trash like she was talking. Like women, if you good in the bedroom, you ain't out there telling that. No real man wants a woman that's gonna tell that. Because they don't want all the men wanting what they got. If you was so about your business, you know why your man is where he is. I got 10 kids. I know why my husband is where he is. I ain't have to tell everybody that. Shoot.
Right. Well, she said something during that interview that I didn't catch yesterday, but I caught it today when she was talking about, basically climaxing, but she didn't use the word climax. She used a 3-letter word. And he corrected her. He was like, climax. And I remember I was thinking when I was driving, I actually like vomited a little bit in my mouth when she said that and shit. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I was at the stoplight, I rolled the window down, I spit that little bit of vomit out. And I was like, holy shit. Like, she said that? I'm like, I didn't even catch that initially, but I'm like, Lord have mercy, man. She just is out there. And somebody sent me a message. They commented on the video talking about, Claressa's trolling y'all. She trolled y'all in that video. Yeah, and now y'all are talking about her. This is just what she want. Y'all content creators, keep doing what y'all doing because she trolling y'all. She playing y'all. And I basically was like, all right, big bro, just call into the show. Whoever you are, you know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't trolling nobody in that bullshit interview. That she was telling us the truth, especially that part about Papoose talking about little girl who you talking to, and she said, and then I cried. Oh, well, I cried laughing. I don't know if y'all caught that when she said I cried. And then
I didn't catch that, but he's 18. My husband is 11 years older than me, and I can tell the difference. The way she talking about how much they going at it and all 24/7, that man right now, unless he's taking testosterone, things are not as up as they were in his 20s. Men burn out. We get sexually more enhanced as we get older. They burn out because of their testosterone. He's starting to lose his libido a little bit. It may not be significant, but it's dropping. I had my last kid at 42. and my husband was in his 50s, in his 50s. That was not easy. We have a 6-year-old. But my husband now, that man wants to sleep.
Yeah.
He's not, I believe he had a vasectomy like everybody says too. At first I didn't, but I thought about it. Remy didn't get pregnant after the golden child anymore. And I think, they probably made some kind of pact that they wouldn't have another child because of how hard it was for her and her having to lose an ovary. So I do believe.
Who lost an ovary?
Remy. Remy had to have one of her ovaries taken out because of after she had her first miscarriage on the show. She got pregnant before the golden child, and she had that miscarriage, and they had to remove a ovary. She had a partial hysterectomy.
Oh well, you gotta excuse me because I never watched Love and Hip Hop.
I'm sorry.
No. But talk to me like I did, because that's where I say, well, what do you mean by that? Because everybody else has seen it. I'm the only one who don't watch the goddamn TV. And back when they were showing Love and Hip Hop, I was overseas and I didn't have cable. I was busy. I wasn't watching TV. I was boxing, working, and on business trips. So I was overseas for 8 years straight when all this was taking place. I never watched any of it. No TV for 8 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I can respect that. Well,
no, but go ahead. So what happened with the ovary?
So she, when they first got married, he had been asking her when she got home from prison to have a baby and everything after they married. So when they did have their first wedding, not the vow renewal, after their first wedding, she did get pregnant. She surprised him and everything, and then she had a miscarriage. And after that, they told her she might not be able to get pregnant again because they're going to have to do a partial hysterectomy. So she had to lose a whole ovary and a tube. And so she had to have IVF to get pregnant with the golden child.
All right, I know about the IVF. I remember they said that, but I didn't know that's because she lost an ovary.
Yeah. So I don't think she wanted any more accidental pregnancies due to that fact or anything to happen where she might lose the other two. You know what I'm saying? If she got pregnant spontaneously, so he might have had a vasectomy, and that's what I'm like, because she never got pregnant again. As far as we know, there was nothing ever said about that. And this girl, you've been sleeping with this man 2 years without nothing, and you ain't never got pregnant. I'm sorry. I know the rhythm method don't work that way.
Yeah, no, man. After 2 years and y'all rubber dubbing, I mean, I tell you what, if he had a vasectomy, because I had a vasectomy, right? And I always told my wife, if we fuck around and you get pregnant, we're going to name that child Superman because, you know what I'm saying? He was meant to be here, you know what I mean? Ain't no way. So to know that he may have had a vasectomy and she's out here still wondering why she hasn't conceived, especially if he's saying he wants to have a child and he's out there, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever he's doing with it. But you would think it would dawn on her to be like, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should, especially if they're actively trying. But I know it doesn't happen overnight for everybody, but if after 2 years, that's where, at least for me as a man, I'd be like, okay, let's go see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I would think so, because my husband and I said, we both said though, when it's not the right person, it ain't gonna happen, no matter what you do. I feel like that too. I feel like there is prevention. God's big plan is preventing him from having a baby with her, because this is gonna be a crash and burn like we have never seen before. Because I don't think she's mentally stable enough to handle if this man leave her, but she is so wrapped up in about him. And for you to say we partners, but he ain't getting my money, well, what is a partner if he ain't getting a part of your money? Yeah,
we have a partnership. The partnership.
Bringing her the bag.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what a manager does?
Yeah.
Last time we checked.
Yeah, somebody getting some money out there. Yeah, I believe he's getting a piece of her money. And, it's like I said initially when we first started talking about it. I see it two ways. One, hey, if we're together, we might as well keep the money in-house. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I see the other side where it's like, yo, he using her. You know what I mean? So I see it from both perspectives. But I tell you what, in a year from now, like next year, if he doesn't give her a child, that's going to tell us everything we need to know. And if she doesn't wake up by December 2027, when she's sitting there and still don't have a Pap Jr. running around the crib playing with the socket and shit, She I'm being real. Sticking the fork in there and all those dumb shit kids do. Then
she don't need to be nobody body.
then that means she lost. Because if we can sit back and see it, then how come she can't? But hey, maybe she just in love and shit.
I mean, I guess, but man, after a while, I mean, even a broke clock is right twice a day. What the hell? She's got to be something. I don't know if she sees it on the low, but she don't want to hear I told you so. But if you notice, look at how many people he's cut out of her life to make sure he gets a bigger percentage of what's going on. You have friends. You don't even have a hairstylist no more, really. You got a new broad to do your hair. Maybe somebody else to hang out, but you have more people in your little inner group than you have now. And anybody that questioned his motives had to go. Anybody who really cared and questioned his motives, they was on the out. And like, did you ever see that interview? She said, "Well, Pat tells me if I fall out with somebody, then I got to cut him out of my life. Yeah, you don't want to hear about him ever again and all that stuff."
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, you're a grown woman. You should know how to handle your friendships, and people can fall out. But if you're really close, you're gonna get back together. Everybody's not gonna agree and like everything that you do. But you should know how to handle your friendships. No man should be able to have to dictate for you to cut people out of your life and all that stuff. She's getting a father figure. She's getting the father figure, and I think that's why she's hanging on the way she is, because he's the father figure she always wanted from her father.
Right.
Okay. When Big Daddy wants me to do this and Big Daddy wants me to do that. It's sickening, and nobody definitely want to know what is going on between her. That every time I think about that, it makes me sick to my stomach. That woman, it just looks like she give off. She's saying, I'm sorry, and I don't mean that to be rude, but it does.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to keep the conversation going, take some more calls, all right?
All right. Have a good one. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, man. 929-839-0679, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on Saturday. Give us something to do, something to chit-chat about. Damn, let me call this person back. I think I missed a phone call. Not paying attention, man. But I want to talk about this Lanai Daniels thing. Make sure I didn't miss a phone call on here.
Hello.
Hey, it's Hood Champion. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm all right. What's up, Hood? This is True. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. What about yourself, man?
I'm all right. Hey, Chad. Look, I just wanted to get a few things off, y'all. Look, I just think there is no victims in this. I feel like everybody is involved. I feel like in the beginning, Remy was in on everything. If they were both doing their own thing, I believe, like I said before in the last call, Remy was in on it. She just didn't know things went this far and he got caught up, right? And this goes into why they're not doing anything. They're setting this girl up. The PR, remember when she was on her way to the BET Awards and they were in the car and she kept saying, "There's my PR." That girl wouldn't even turn around. She's embarrassed. She can't get any more clients if they know this is her client. Who's going to hire her?
True. I agree with that 100%.
You know what I mean? But I said something in the chat. I want to talk about the Boxing Commission and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
If football players have to go through mental evaluations, why aren't they doing this for boxers and they are in combat sport? Do you hear what I tell you? This is why I keep talking about this conservatorship. Because they're doing something. The Boxing Commission is not going to get involved, Hood, you know it, because it's civil. They've got to wait for somebody to press charges somewhere for some criminal activity. Then the commission will step in because now it's not civil, right? It's black and white. It's criminal now.
Right.
Until somebody steps like that, this girl's going to be slapping and beating up people all day long. Do you hear me? But I feel like they were both in on it together. Until these people get a divorce, it's the reason why they had that girl sign an NDA. I believe she knows what's going on and she's angry and she can't say nothing. She knows what's going on, but she can't say nothing.
Yeah, she can't.
And now she's running out of lines to say.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my little
piece of crap in the chat. I'm gonna hop back in my little teams meeting and the chat too, y'all. I'm in the bushes. Have a good one, y'all.
All right, you
Thanks,
too.
Fred.
Okay, bye. Yeah, no, that's interesting what she said. Makes you wonder. I mean, I don't want to believe. Well, I mean, initially, I could see where initially maybe there was a conversation between Pap and Remy where it's like, kind of like, you do your thing, whatever. We'll we'll do certain things for the child, but you live your life, I live mine. And maybe the conversation was, look, I'm gonna get this money. She like whatever, because she was doing her thing, he was gonna do his. But at some point, something did go a certain direction. Now I don't know, but it's worth entertaining and talking about because it has been a while now. But I think things have changed. Things have changed. Remy making real money now. Calling you back. See if they answer. If not, we keep the conversation bubbling. Hello.
I think I can do it. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hello?
Hey, Hood Champion, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I called yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see the interview with Miss Shields.
Right.
And I did get a chance to see it today. And I couldn't believe all the different things that she was saying. Some of them was truth. I have to admit, some of them was truth. But a lot of them was lies.
Tell me one thing that you thought was true and one thing you thought was a lie.
That she's the GOAT. She's good at her boxing. We can't deny that.
But the greatest woman of all time?
No, not the great. No, not the greatest woman. We already know who that is. We already know, but you can't deny she's a good boxer.
Oh no,
she's very good at her craft.
Yeah, I think 99% of us will give her that. She can fight.
Yes, but that was about the only truth I've seen in that interview.
Welcome to the team, Deneen. I appreciate you joining, becoming a member. Thank you.
There, so I can't say when they started a relationship, so I'm not even going to say on that part. But what I do know, I've seen those texts from Miss Reminisce, and it was back in 2022. And when she said 2024, because, that kind of, the dates just didn't add up right. So when she was asking for, roses and time and all that good stuff, and so a lot of those dates just didn't add up. So that's one thing. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right, because Miss Reminisce had showed those texts all the way back in 2022. Another lie she said that she didn't even know them, which that wasn't true, because she slid. Because well, anyway, let me stick on one subject. She slid in the Reminisce's DM just to get, clothing advice, hair advice, and all that good stuff back in 2022. So she knew of Pap. She knew of him. So I know that was a lie. And then when she definitely said, because I felt bad, because I cried with her when she was on an interview. I don't remember the young lady she was on the interview with when she was saying that she was AS when she was a young child.
Oh yeah.
And yes, I remember that, because we really didn't know nothing about her. So when she did that interview and she said she was AS at a very young age, but on the interview she did with Cam, she said she didn't lose her virginity until she was 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely a lie. So, but that it was so many lies that she was telling. The sad part about it is that she goes on these interviews and she forget what she's actually saying, because these are old interviews.
that you can literally look up and you can see what she said and then match it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm shocked that, but this is off subject. It's off boxing, and I'm sorry that it is.
No, you can talk about anything on this channel. You know that.
Okay. I am so shocked because I seen Miss Lotto, because she's ranting. She's taking a textbook out of Claressa's floor plan to do a rant. She should know Mr. White is just talking. He's a clout chaser. If somebody throws a stone, and if it don't, it's just like somebody asking. It's just like somebody telling me, "You white, and I know I'm black." I ain't studying you. Whatever. I'm gone. So if you're not a side chick of, I'm not gonna say his name, but if you're not a side chick to this young man, then why should it bother you? So she did a rant and it didn't look good. It didn't represent her good. She didn't look good. And I was so surprised at that because I'm a Lotto fan. I thought that she could handle herself with just a little bit, a little bit better, than what she did. But, I know she was upset for the comment that Mr. White made. But she should know that Mr. White he's a clout chaser.
So Lotto became upset at Charleston White saying if it was her, nobody would be making a big deal because she's light skinned.
Right. Yeah. And then did you see the rant that Miss Lotto went on?
No, I didn't see any. The one for Charleston White. I haven't listened to it. I have it right here. I was going to play it tonight, but I didn't know Lotto responded.
Yes, Miss Lotto. Yeah, she responded, and it just wasn't becoming. She just took.
She was ranting and raving too, cussing and carrying on.
Yes. Oh my! I'm just going to let you witness it. I'll let you look at it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll stumble across it.
It wasn't becoming to her. It wasn't becoming to her. She's way above that. A hit dog, a holler.
Right.
And that's the thing. If it did not apply to her, because everybody knows that White, well, I don't know if everybody knows, but he's just a clout chaser.
Yeah, he'll say anything. He'll say anything.
I'm sorry.
He'll say anything.
Yeah, just to get, clicks and views. So going against the grain, that's what he normally do. So she don't have to come out and do what she did, but I'm going to let you witness that. But no, it didn't. It really wasn't nice. But, and she's way above that. She didn't keep it cute. Definitely did not keep it cute. But it was just sad. It was just sad. I'm like, oh man, no, not Lotto too.
So she went on a Claressa Shields type rant?
Yes, she definitely took a script out of Miss Shields' playbook. Yes, she did. Mm. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So, It is what it is. I like her, but I definitely seen a different side of her. So I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll have to check it out. I didn't know I didn't know she responded to him. But isn't she biracial?
Well,
that's why she calls herself Lotto for mulatto.
At the end of the day, if she's biracial, it didn't deserve. Mr. White should have never got that energy out of her. Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, I agree. You got to ignore these bozos. But I don't know if it was her. I saw an interview with somebody, I don't know, over a year ago. I don't know if it was on the Breakfast Club or when I'm driving. Sometimes I'm playing playing interviews, and something popped up. But I just remember there was someone named who went by Lotto, who was becoming a big name in music, and she was talking about that she goes by Lotto because she's mixed. I think it's black and white, and Lotto is, for mulatto. And if this is the same person, which I'm making an assumption it is, and the fact that he was talking about the light skin thing, sounded like she was already pretty sensitive when it comes to her and being fair skinned, and maybe people saying things about that as a young kid up to her as an adult, and then him to come out and say what he said. But I haven't listened to it, but what it almost, from what I'm getting from people that are telling me, he wasn't attacking her necessarily. He was just saying
No,
if
he
it was
wasn't.
her,
He wasn't.
yeah, okay.
I seen parts of it because I don't really listen to Mr. White because he be saying some crazy stuff, and like I said, a lot of things he be saying is to go against the grain. So when you go against the grain, then that's when people come out with a reaction, and that's exactly what he did. And he was saying his main, I guess his point was Miss Shields is messing with a married man, and Lotto had a baby by a married man. And now, I don't know that. Allegedly,
Right.
100
Okay.
times allegedly.
All right.
And yeah, and that's the reason why Lotto is not getting as much hatred as Miss Shields is getting.
Right. All
Both
right.
of them is pretty much in the same boat, but by Lotto being light skinned and Claressa has been dark skinned, it's like a colorism going on there.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what he was really saying. But
Okay.
her rant, I'm gonna let you listen to the
Yeah,
rant.
I'm gonna play his piece right now because I got it. I want to see what he said because now I'm curious.
Yeah, and I see both sides. I just see both sides of everything on that. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and look at it,
Yeah.
and do
Okay.
your thing on it. And thank you so much for accepting my call.
Oh yeah, it's never a problem. Thank you for calling in.
Okay,
All right, I'll talk to you. Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna play this part by Charleston White, but that thing we were talking about before the call came in, I think it's very interesting, man, that Claressa going down to 160 to fight Kaye Scott, because I really do feel that she's killing herself to make the weight to get a huge knockout. You know what I'm saying? But it's still, I think it's kind of ridiculous, man. But that just tells you that, why not do that? If she said she's been getting knockouts at heavyweight, I'm like, come on, who you knock out at heavyweight? And what knockouts? You only have 3. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Claressa will say just about anything. But I don't understand now. It makes sense on why she's going down, because she looked at Lanai, she's looking at everyone else, and she doesn't want to be outperformed. I think Claressa is very competitive. I think in her mind, fuck, you already got Alicia, who's known for touching people and putting them down. You know what I'm saying? Katie Scott got the hand. She put the hand of God on you. Her speed and everything is crazy. Amanda Serrano can put you down. You know what I'm saying? And get knockouts. Layla Ali, 24 wins and 21 knockouts. She really has 25 wins and 22 knockouts because she didn't even get in the ring with Claressa Shields and she knocked her out. You know what I mean? With them videos she put out on her. So Layla Ali is the only woman I know, only fighter I know, to get a victory and a knockout without even getting back in the ring. So you look at all these women, Claressa probably feels panicky. She feels desperate. It's like, by any means necessary, if I got to cut 40 plus pounds, maybe 50 pounds to get down to 160, and I fight this champion and I get my belts back, and she's already, been through some stuff. She's older. That'll give me a chance to get a big knockout, and I'm going to try to ride that wave. But no one's going to give her credit for that. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm rooting for Kaye Scott. So Kaye Scott, I know you watch the videos, you know what I mean? Because Kaye Scott and I, we know each other. I'll put it to you that way. I'm rooting for Kaye Scott. And I still think Claressa should be the favorite, but I'm rooting for Kaye Scott. Because this Claressa Shields stuff that's going on, man, I think if you want to put women's boxing in a better space, Kaye Scott needs to knock her out or just beat her. She just needs to beat her. Women's boxing will explode if Kaye Scott beats Claressa Shields. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be great for women's boxing because what it does is it builds into a rematch. It builds into a rematch. And everyone is going to be talking about women's boxing. And it's going to be in a positive way. But then Claressa goes back to the lab and then Claressa gets to get ready for her rematch. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the best things that could happen is for Kaye Scott to clip Big Vote. Anyway, let me play this Charleston White thing. I've never listened to it. It says, me too, Hood. Yeah, Layla will knock her out right now. I think Layla could get her. Oh, here come a call right now. Calls are coming in. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, I'm calling because you're absolutely correct about Claressa Shields going down on her way and cherry picking someone that she can beat to say that she see how she's still the greatest. But if people look at it right, the lady have not had enough fights, and the lady is coming from a brain injury. So what I see out of this, and that's exactly what it is, so she can brag and say, I'm the greatest. But Layla Ali will always be the greatest. Because Layla Ali, at the age of 31, she had 29 knockouts. 29 knockouts. So my prayers is going up for the lady who's going up against Claressa, that she don't get another brain injury, and if she knock her out, that she wake up, and be able to walk out that ring. So that's all I got to say about it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling.
And Papoose is her handler. Okay, he is her handler. He is getting paid. Because if a man loves somebody, if he was in love with you that much, he would be showing it. He would be showing it, He would have been sitting back on his phone while she was in the pool. But that's just one example. But he only pops up, like everybody say, he only pops up when it's crunch time, money time. But I need everybody to lift the lady, Kaye Scott, up in prayers, that if she loses the fight, let her come out to be okay and not get upside the head and re-injure the injury that she sustained a couple of years ago. So we know it's going to be a knockout. Right. We already know that. So that's how I just need everybody to kind of like lift Kaye Scott up in prayer that if she, gonna win, it's for her to win. Okay. But if she loses, for her to be able to get up and be able to walk out of there without another brain injury.
All right. I appreciate you calling in.
Okay. Right. Bye-bye.
Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hello. Is this boxing champion?
Yeah, mute your TV.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to just pause it. I don't know how to. I got to stream, but yeah, I wanted to call in and comment on the Claressa Shields Cam Newton interview.
Go ahead.
All right. So what I wanted to just address is one, as a like you said, as a woman, those times in your life, you either really remember what made you really happy or what makes you really sad, right? So I lost my virginity at 14 as a female to an older man.
Good.
And that's where the grooming comes in at. It starts early, and sometimes you look for those things in men as you get older, because especially if you had a one-parent household, you search for those type of qualities and men that you don't have in the home at that time, because you don't know what a real father looks like. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel as though, and my name is Duchess Me, but I just wanted to comment that, to walk in your truth is to walk in your truth, and I really don't think she does that. It's a lot of back and forth, like you said. It's a lot of manipulation. I just think she looks for a father figure in Papoose, which she never had. And I don't want to go, any further on that. Her accolades, everything is important, but it's like it's always validation.
Yeah, but no, go. I mean, I can't make you go any further. I'd like to hear you say more because you said some stuff that I thought was pretty profound. Just about, and look, nobody knows you about being,
Right.
14, an older male. You didn't say his age, but it sounds like maybe you would have done things a little bit differently if your circumstances would have been not what they were. But I would like to hear you dive a little deeper. But if not, it's up to you. But
Yeah, but it's like, we have all these accolades, but it's like you're always searching for
searching
something.
for something.
And like with older men, it's like you said, like a lot of the viewers say, it's something that he always holds over her head, though. So it's like you're always chasing something because it's something that he's holding. Like with Remy Ma, I stayed down, I was hip, I was there for you, blah blah blah. So now you feel obligated because you're chasing something that you never had. And if you don't know what a real man looks like, this is an example of it.
So what do you think? But and I want to hear from you. What do you think she sees in him? I mean, how does she see him as a father figure? What is it that you feel is the connection to make someone feel like, okay, this is a void that's being filled and what I've needed? Not necessarily as a boyfriend, but like the fatherly piece. What is it?
From a fatherly piece, it's like, we need leaders in the home. We need kings, which is what a lot of our homes are missing, male or female, right? So what happens is you go looking for these things in the people or what your idea of a father looks like based upon if you were raised in a church, whatever your background may be. So you go looking for these things because, like me, myself, I gave my life to Christ at 7. So, okay, you go by the Bible. Depends on your teachings, how you're brought up, your surroundings, your atmospheres. So, it's a psychological thing. And it becomes habits, which are like things we want to break, right? So, like, you go looking for these things in hope of somebody teaching you what you didn't learn along the way, which is why a lot of girls stay in that mind state. And I actually published a book based upon these things. And my father got mad at me when I told him how I felt at that age. But I'm a grown woman now. I'm 46. So now I can say it. Where back then, kids were taught to be quiet, stay in a child's place, don't say anything. But I was raised by mostly females. Even though I had uncles, it wasn't a consistent thing. And then you had to deal with the father's boyfriends that could be volatile, abusive. It's like you're tiptoeing in your house. Like, step on a crack, you break your mother's back. What? Like, things like that. Like, it's weird implantations that stick with you. And it reminds me of those, like, WB cartoons. Where you had that, that good bird and the bad bird. But it played back to you in a certain time of your life when you actually need it, when those obstacles come up. Like, God gives you what you need, kind of sort of thing. And it's a strange thing. And I think that in building her self-esteem, he's not teaching her to heal. It's more teaching her to live on pride, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being prideful, but also self-aware. And she's not self-aware, even down to her value. If you have to put your punani up every time you do something, where's the value?
Why do you think she's always talking about sex and what I do and what I can do? And
because it's something that was embedded, like maybe back to her experience. It happened to me. I was touched when I was younger or advanced. And you don't understand it. You're afraid. So a lot of things come into that play. Psychologically, physically, spiritually, and you asking God, why is this happening to me? It's a lot going on. And mommy's not around to even ask the questions. Because now you got to look to people that you don't know. All these strangers, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, sisters, older sisters that don't know anything. You can't really go to anybody that don't know what they're going to teach you. Y'all fishing in the sea for the same thing. And hope that you come to an amends when you get older. So it plays upon all your relationships as you go along. Not saying it has to be the element of your end, but at the same time, if you're not self-aware of what's going on, this is where you end up. Chasing. Versus, like, I grew up with men chase the women, not women chasing the men. we tended to the home and we made sure everything was good when you came home. I'm a country girl, North Cracker-Lackey backgrounds. So, you know, the girls tended to feel while the men went out and worked, came back home, that food was ready. We take down hogs where I'm from. So it's just it's a lot that plays into it, your atmosphere when you grow up. But I've been watching you and I totally support you. Thank you for always being supportive, because a lot of people have big stories, but nobody wants to tell them.
Right.
Like right now, I think it's still a mask.
Mm-hmm.
To me, personally, it's still a mask. All this glitz and glam is just covering up the healing that hasn't happened yet. So it's going to take that down for her to feel it and say, okay, yes, this is who I am. Because there's one live out there, and I don't know if you can go back and look. I think it's like 6 months back, and I'll find it and I'll inbox you, where she was talking about how she wanted to absorb different parts of all of these different celebrities in order to make it, to recreate herself. So even at the age of, I think, 28, 29, 30, she still didn't know herself. She was still chasing. So whether it's a man or not, if you don't find yourself and have your own foundation, where the tabernacle at? Ain't no table. So how we going to set the table?
Right.
That's how I feel, and that's just my personal opinion.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
No problem. You have a great night.
All right, you too. Okay, bye. All right, look, man, 929-839-0679. So I asked a question about Alicia Keys. Now I know with her, she and Swiss Beats ended up hooking up and they ended up marrying. And some people were saying, well, look, it's not a skin thing, because Alicia caught a lot of backlash. You know what I'm saying? Alicia caught a lot of backlash being with Swiss Beats. Now, I don't know, maybe y'all know better than me. Was Alicia Keys, was she canceled? You know, because I haven't really heard nothing from her, you know what I'm saying? Was she canceled? So I'm just curious to know, because now that I think about it, shit, after the Baby Sham, you know, ghetto story, shit, I don't remember anything from Alicia Keys, you know, but then again, remember, I was overseas, but yeah, man, was she canceled? But if that's the case, what's Big Bo talking about because she dark-skinned and shit? It seemed like the ladies don't play that shit, period, anyway. That's one thing I noticed. Doing these lives, the ladies, y'all don't play that. That's one thing. Y'all take that shit serious. A woman coming into a relationship with a man who's married, y'all don't play that. That side chick shit, y'all don't play that. But he said no, she wasn't canceled. Okay, she was dragged really bad back then. Okay, all right. So anyway, man, 929-839-0679. You know, we can talk about anything, but let me throw something else at you. So now Big Wolf coming down to 160 trying to outdo everybody because she wants a knockout. What y'all think about her saying she don't need a financial advisor? What you think about her saying that she knows math? She can read. She's very intelligent. You know, what you think about her talking about all of her millions? What you think about that? Because I thought that shit was stupid. Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, you saying that you think Kaye Scott got a chance?
What do
I
you
don't
think?
so.
What do you think?
No, she don't got no chance.
Okay.
She picked this person on purpose. If you went back and looked at Kaye Scott fights, she's too slow for Claressa. Claressa fight too well. She fights too well. I wish somebody can beat her. Oh, I wish somebody can just beat her up real bad.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say
it's
I didn't.
Not gonna happen this time.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Now when I talk about Kaye Scott, I always say Claressa is always going to be the favorite, but Kaye Scott can make it very competitive. And if Claressa's not focused, she's got a chance, but she got to do certain things. I don't just say she has a chance. I say what she has to do to give herself a chance of making it competitive and going down the stretch and possibly getting a decision. So I explain it. She's got to have a powerful, fast jab, and she's got to move and force Claressa Shields to reset. And Claressa, with cutting down to 160, she got to show some exhaustion, develop dead leg, and all of a sudden Claressa can't move and be as mobile. And then now you got to fight. So I don't just say Kaye Scott has a chance. I don't just say that. I give reason why how I think what she needs to do to have a chance. But I always say, Claressa, no matter what you think about her, she should always be the favorite.
What I learned about Kaye Scott, striving to watch what's going on, Kaye Scott can take hits. She can take hits. So yeah, if she can go a couple of rounds, but Claressa then she's gonna have a chance. Because Claressa is gonna try to tire it out. And Kaye Scott, one thing about Kaye Scott, she can take hits. She can take those hits. She built for it.
What you think about Claressa dropping over 40 pounds? You think Claressa is going to be explosive the whole fight and have great conditioning over the 10 rounds or 12 rounds, however long they're fighting? You don't think that dropping 40 pounds can affect things?
I don't think so. So if she banking on that, if Claressa banking on that, if Kaye Scott can at least go maybe 2-3 rounds with her, maybe that fourth round, I think Kaye Scott got a chance. Because Claressa was sleeping on Kaye Scott. And Claressa wasn't taking it seriously.
Thank you, Yvette. Says I'm 314. Call yesterday. Was at work. Couldn't answer when you called back. Thanks for trying to love the channel. Thank you for the 20, Yvette.
She can take those hits.
Thank you.
So if Kaye Scott was building up for this fight, Kaye Scott got a chance then. So Claressa's going to have to do something with her, at least in the first or second round, or Kaye Scott got a chance to beat her. That's the only how I see that happen.
Claressa,
I think that she's going to go for the jugular immediately because she's looking at Kaye Scott injury. She's looking for a knockout. She not thinking correctly. She only thinking about, oh, this is weak. You know, this is a weak component. She's slow. What else she think about? Oh, she's slow, and she don't really have those as much professional fights as me. All that she thinking that way, but I think Kaye Scott can beat her if they go at least after the third round. I think Kaye Scott gonna beat her.
Yeah,
she gonna beat her ass.
So well, I'm glad you.
She wasn't paying attention. She doing all these interviews.
Well, there you go.
She making music videos. What the hell is going on?
Okay. All right. Well, now you sound like somebody who's following the what's going on with all of them. Because when you just came out saying Claressa's just going to decimate her, it's like, well, I was about to start to put some pressure on you with that conversation about boxing. But okay, so now you're sounding like me. I say first 3 rounds, Claressa is going to be explosive, and that's where Kaye Scott is going to get taken out and beat them first 3 rounds. After 3-4 rounds, I think Claressa with that weight cut, and I'm just telling you from experience, when you lose over 40, Claressa's majority of her camp was fat camp to get that weight off, and she's still trying to get down to 160. But I think after 4 rounds, I give Claressa 4 rounds. After that, I think the shit becomes competitive if Kaye Scott is still in there. Because Kaye Scott obviously has superb conditioning, is in great shape. She's tall, long, she's got a good jab. She's durable, but her whole thing is thinking and patience and trying to counterpunch, but she doesn't have the speed. But if in camp she worked on timing, she worked on patience, counterpunching, then the fight could get interesting if Claressa cooperates by becoming exhausted. And there's a lot of ifs here. But then the talent gap closes. And now you see all of a sudden it's a competitive fight. And down the stretch, Claressa doesn't pick up the pace down the stretch. You know what I mean? She tends to taper off. But you still got to favor Claressa. But even if the shit goes to a decision and Claressa wins, that's still a loss because she's not supposed to go to a decision with someone like Kaye Scott, who's in her 40s, came to the pro ranks late, and did have the issues with, the emergency CAT scan on the brain and skull. But I know for a fact Kaye Scott is putting in work. So the best fighter doesn't always win. It's the fighter who boxes the best.
They hiding her work. They hiding it. Like, you never know. Like, she got the old manager that she fired or whatever. You never know what
Charlene and all of them got against Claressa anyway. You know, like they might be just trying to take up out of here anyway. You know, and they're gonna use K-Scott to do that. That's just my opinion.
I can see that. I can see that. Who's more marketable? Who can make them more money? It ain't Claressa Shields. Put it to you that. Who do you think could make? If you were a promoter, who do you think is more marketable? Who could you make more money with? Big Goat or K-Scott?
K-Scott. So if they can build K-Scott like this a movie right now. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're building this machine behind the scenes, and Carissa's not taking it. She's taking it as a joke. You know, these people can be just working real hard to get rid of her. And this is my opinion. You know, they don't even know what kind of. She don't know. She thinking, oh, she's slow. I believe all that. But if we're gonna be like, if we're gonna just go off, they not doing all that, Claressa gonna beat her, right? But if we try to do the math about how money moves, how the industry moves, how everything moves, they're building a machine behind this to take her out. And if she can't last after that third round, K-Scott got her.
She gonna end up like I'm a boxing head.
Bad too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm a boxing head, right? You know who Oscar De La Hoya is, right? You ever heard of Oscar De La Hoya? Okay, all right. Oscar De La Hoya fought a guy named Felix Sturm, right? He's from Germany. Oscar De La Hoya was out here singing La Vida Loca and Latin songs and all kind of shit, right? Man won a Latin Grammy or some shit. But his ass got in that fight with that long hair, all that goddamn Latin Grammy singing hair and rock star looking ass, got in there out of shape. And Felix Sturm put the bing-bings on Oscar, beat his ass all over the ring. But at the end of it, he beat the goddamn salsa and merengue out of his ass, you know? Yeah, so I'm being for real. But at the end of the night, Oscar De La Hoya, he got the win because of his name. But he knew he lost that fight. Now, all I'm saying, I'm a boxing head, so when people start talking, I just ignore most of the people who talk shit because they don't know a goddamn thing about boxing. But I'm just telling you that for that shit to happen to De La Hoya, underestimating somebody and being out of shape, doing all these things like Claressa, you just don't know until they get in the ring. That's all I'm going to say. I done seen that shit too many times. That's why.
I was watching them like, she ain't even training.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Girl, what's she doing? I was wondering, like, what K-Scott doing? Why ain't he showing her?
K-Scott is training.
Like, she got too many chips against her.
Yeah, K-Scott is in the lab. I'm telling you, man. Tim Tszyu just beat.
That's what I'm talking about.
But listen. Tim Tszyu just beat Earl Spence, which that hurt my heart, but we kind of felt that could happen. Jai Apataya is about to fight again. He's out there killing it in cruiserweight. You got Liam Paro from Australia just became a champion. So them Australians, man, people thinking, Claressa's just gonna get in there, hit K-Scott and K-Scott gonna quit. Them Australians scrap. You know what I mean? They scrap now.
History about Australia, that used to be like the biggest prison. You know, when you wanted to put the worst of the worst. So basically, the people that's in Australia is the people that they threw over there of the worst of the worst. When you get really, really bad stuff, they put them over there in that country. That was the prison. So, oh my God.
Well, word on the street is, you ever heard of that MMA fighter, Khabib Nurmagomedov, whatever his name is? He whipped everybody's ass in MMA. You ever heard of him, Khabib? Anyway,
No.
Khabib as a kid growing up, I think it's in Dagestan where he's from, his dad used to have him wrestling bears. The kid used to wrestle bears. And so they say that had a lot to do with how dominant he was as an MMA fighter. Word on the street is, K-Scott out there in Australia used to wrestle saltwater crocodiles. Now I don't know how true that is. But all I'm saying, if she can handle the saltwater crocodile, she can handle Big Bloke. Now, look, that's just a rumor. That don't say you heard it from me. You ain't hear that shit from me. I'm just saying.
But everything, but at the same time, like, okay, so we talking about the grow, like we just talking like what we know, right?
Yeah.
And we see how K Scott skills is or whatever, and I'm like looking at her fights or whatever. I'm like, oh, she's too damn slow. Claressa fight wild as hell, and like she done lost her damn mind. Fight, right? But at the same time, where the hell that girl at? And you know everything about, if you know, like about Australia and stuff like that. Wait a minute. And she got the manager or whatever. They training her. You don't know. It could be like you know how they do the movies where they secretly training you or whatever. I'm thinking like that, but at the same time, like, she gonna beat her ass. But if they gonna train her to beat her, yeah, they in the lab. Like you said, they in the lab. And you probably right. They in the lab, and I hope they do. I hope they get it off. Please get it off. I'm sorry, but they need to get it off. They need to get it off because it's just time. We tired of her with her antics. She getting on everybody's nerves around the world. Jesus, what's wrong with this girl?
Right. All right.
Anyway, yes, I'm rooting for King Scott. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, but I appreciate you calling in, man. Let me try to get some more phone calls in. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right, take care. All right, bye. Yep. Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better not sleep on K Scott. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out here sleeping on K Scott. We all know Big Goat. She can fight. No matter if you like her or not, Big Goat can fight. She just don't ever stop talking. All I'm saying is, the best fighter don't win. Is the boxer who fights the best on that night. And you just don't know until you know. Yo. What's up with you?
Oh, nothing. It's all good. I just wanted to say that I agree with the older lady that called earlier and said that Papoose is Carissa's handler. It's just like Clyde Davis, all them people that's was in the industry. They all of them have a handler, and I always thought, like, who really put Papoose on to Claressa, even though he say he been going to fight since he was younger and all that stuff. But anyway, I just hope that K Scott wins. I'm on her side, you know, not to go against Carissa's skills, but sometimes you have to be humble, and there's going to come a time where she's going to be humble, you know, and I don't really have much to say on her. I'm kind of tired of talking about her, but I find your show interesting, and I love when the men call in, hey, man, where y'all at tonight? But, yeah, I really enjoyed their, their take on what's going on. I mean, we could talk about her forever, but I'm just waiting for her to be humble. And you know, she lies so much, it's unreal. But, yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm going back in the bushes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye. Yep. Okay, look, 929-839-0679. Y'all call in. Phone bubble, I stay on. I've been on here for an hour and a half. I plan on giving y'all 3 hours, you know. So the more calls, the more different opinions and perspectives. And remember, you don't have to call in and agree with me. You only have to call in to talk about what I'm talking about. Just call in. This is your chance. You anonymous. I can't see you. If I put my big head on here and talk, why can't you call in anonymously and say what you got to say? Now, I'm going to throw something else at y'all. Talked about Alicia, talked about Claressa, the finance piece. So 2 things. Who thinks Claressa is smart by saying she don't need a financial advisor? And who feels that Claressa and her team are smart by playing the race card, talking about black people and talking about her being from the ghetto and her coming from poverty. You know what I mean? What's y'all opinions on that? One, she feels she's smarter than a financial advisor. All they do is steal your money. I'm wondering who told her that. You know what I mean? Who told her that you don't need a financial advisor? So who's her financial advisor? Herself? Because she says she knows math? Because you know math? You know 1 + 1 = 2? You know a little bit of math, so you don't need a financial advisor? How about this? I'm telling you the truth. I got a master's in managerial finance. I do. I have a master's degree in managerial finance. But I have a financial advisor. Do I understand finances? Yeah. Do I understand investing? Yeah. Do I understand the stock market? Yeah. But do I have a financial advisor? Yeah. Have I made money? Yeah. Have I made more money with a financial advisor? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So to hear her say that, I'm like, WTF, man. Who has told her don't pay these people anything? Don't let them take a little 1.125 or point whatever it is, you know what I mean, of your money annually. Don't let them take that. We can do it together. That shit is dumb. They have financial advisors out here with good reputations who deal with high-end clients. She should hook up with Deontay Wilder. She should hook up with Shaquille O'Neal. She's got the status where she could contact them and say, look, I want a financial advisor I can trust, someone you recommend, someone you've been working with. Shaquille O'Neal will put her on. Deontay Wilder put her on. I don't know the name of the person, but there's one person, I hear a lot of them talk about, the same person, because they all have this person as a financial advisor who have taken their millions of dollars and have grown their wealth exponentially. So much so that when they start talking about it, their tongue fall out their mouth, saliva, and start drooling because they're so happy. They can't even talk when they start talking about the money they made. So when I hear Claressa talking about, oh, I know math, I don't need no financial advisor, all they do is take all your money. Well, Claressa, now, you don't know me. You don't know what I have. You don't know what I have. What I have. You know I get that fried rice and chicken wings, though, don't you? Because you watch this goddamn show. But Claressa, if you're listening, and I'm not here to give you no financial advice, but I would tell you to hold your horses, stop taking it to the stupid. You sound ignorant and not educated. You don't need a fucking financial advisor. You probably have the wrong people in your ear. Now, if you want to do something real safe, because if you got multiples of millions and you get zillions of dollars, maybe you don't. You can throw your money into something, guaranteed fixed rate, and every year you're going to make that. Guaranteed. Some shit quarterly. I mean, look, I ain't here to give nobody advice, but if you got 15 million, yeah, you can probably do some things on your own. But don't come out here and say you don't need a financial advisor because I know math. Tell us some of the things that you're doing that would justify you not needing a financial advisor. But anyway, we're going to find out. And maybe she doesn't. You just get your money, put it in your account, your savings account. They only insure so much of that shit, so if something goes crazy, you lose most of it anyway. But let the bank make money off of your dough. It just sits there. Your money ain't doing nothing for you. So good luck with whatever she's saying. But that caught me off guard. I thought that was really telling about who may be in her ear. Because let me tell you, if I was dealing with someone like Claressa and she didn't want to listen to me, at a minimum, I'd be like, at least I would get her set up with a Roth IRA. At a minimum. You don't want to do nothing? Okay, let's just at least get the Roth IRA set up. Boom, okay. You got millions of dollars, but at least with this, you're going to get some tax-free money when you get retirement age. Okay? Just at least do that. But with me, I would push it a little more. But I don't know what they're talking about. But you come out and make a statement like that, that shit hit my ears, boy. Just because of the things that I'm involved with. I'm like, what kind of ignorant, uneducated shit is that? That's dangerous. But it makes me wonder, what kind of person could you have around you that wouldn't want you to have a financial advisor? They want you to just do it all on your own and just keep your money right here. See, that makes me think that something don't sound right there. You know, but that's just my opinion. Says she got the wrong team around her. You know what I'm saying? Got the wrong team around her. That's just my opinion. Now, as far as this Charleston White guy, now I never listened to it, but we're gonna listen to it together right now because I never listened to him, but I want to listen to what he had to say here.
Claressa Shields was a light-skinned girl, mixed breed. Nobody would have a problem with her. But because she's a darker skin complected black woman, who's in physical shape, you can't beat her up. She got a mouth on her. She speaks out against somebody who speaks up against her. And they're trying to vilify her. Why are they trying to vilify her? Because Papoose and Remy Ma had a public separation. Remy Ma got caught cheating with another nigga. She left Papoose for another nigga. Papoose stayed single for a while. Took him a year or so, and he got with Claressa. What the fuck is wrong? Because they ain't got married. Or he ain't got a divorce. Bitch, I got a wife and a girlfriend. Claressa Shields is everything you want your dark-skinned daughter to grow up to be. I would want my niece to be. Yeah, bitch, he ain't nigga now. Why does she have to have a problem with him still being married like y'all do? So I want to say to the fat bitch that's on the morning show with Jock and Shorty. I was on there. The bitch tried to be sassy with me too. Fat bitches ain't got no room to be sassy and messy. Bitch, you didn't answer that question from a place of love. That was a fat whole messy question.
All right, I can only take so much of that. I can't listen to that dude, man. He cussed too much for me. But I'm wondering, where did he come from? You know what I'm saying? Why is he all of a sudden speaking up for Claressa Shields? Maybe somebody got to him and said, "Hey, we need you to say something for Claressa. Put a little money in his pocket."
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? It's Hood Champion.
Hey.
Yeah, what you got?
Oh, no, I was just joining in on the conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
I was listening at you say something about her refusing to get a financial advisor. And I could have sworn me and you talked about this prior to. Claressa doesn't care about anything but flexing on the people that she grew up with. She's not trying to do generational health. She's not trying to, pass anything down. That's not her goal here. Her goal is, because if you look at her old footage and how her grandmother's house and everything, you could tell by her losing that grandmother's house over $2,000. She doesn't care anything about the generation or the people to come behind her or even her own children. It just doesn't make sense to even make a statement like that, to not want a financial advisor to help you, put your money in the right place and do the right things. Again, Claressa is only doing these type of things that she is doing to flex on people she knows. That means her people back in Flint, her family members, and we already know what comes with that, right?
Right.
So, I mean, she just proving me right. You know what I'm saying? She don't care about nothing else. Because if she did, she would be trying to get in those rooms. She would be trying to, like with how Jason had said in the beginning when he first started out, where he was trying to get her to get all the endorsements. You see, she ain't even trying to work towards those endorsements. So what is she doing this for? She's doing this for the moment. She just want her 15 minutes and move on. She ain't thinking about her future. Obviously, because if that's the case, she would be moving a lot different. She wouldn't be on these platforms saying the things that she's saying. She's sleeping with a man who won't even get his wife's tattoo covered up. I don't see why he can't get his tattoo removed. How do you sleep in the arms of a man who has a tattoo of another woman on still? That he say he's leaving and he won't have. What does that make sense to you, that you wake up every morning in his arms and you gotta look at her name every day?
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Then he won't remove the pictures. Anybody who knows when these celebrities go through their little risk test and leave they mates, they get rid of all the pictures. That's the first thing. That's how we all know what's going on, because you're like, what happened to the pictures? They were just posted up, kissing and hugging in this place and that place. Now you don't see nothing. He refuses to take those pictures down. He refuses to remove that tattoo. Okay. He refuses to go on and go through the proceedings that makes you get a divorce. That means that you probably have to go through counseling. They're going to probably make them go through counseling. The fact how he's acting. You haven't even moved on from what you supposed to be moving on from. And then then I also say, I keep telling you, he pulling the strings, making Claressa say the thing, because you see Papoose likes to be quiet and don't say much, because when he do talk, it don't come out right in the first place. But she's saying the things that he wants to say that it would make him look bad if he did. So he's using her to do it. She's his voice. He really, really loves Remy Ma. But he is so hurt that he has to leave that relationship, that he is willing to take a risk and use Claressa to shame her in the public. Even though he has a child there, even though he has 20 years. Claressa been boxing how long? Him and Remy been together longest Claressa has been a boxer, haven't he? Because then she said she started at 11.
Yeah.
And she's 31. So she been boxing for 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Remy and Pat been together for 20 years, right?
I don't know
and
how long
Claressa,
they've been together.
Huh?
I'm not sure. It's
They
16
have been
years
married
or something.
for 20 years.
Oh,
Huh?
20? Okay, you said 20? All right, yeah, you know better than me.
Well, I'm saying in the combination. They started dating 20 years ago and they got married shortly thereafter. So they've been in each other's lives for 20 years, right?
Okay.
So Claressa don't want nobody going on record saying that her 20 years don't mean nothing. She been boxing since she 11. She want us to take. All she do is throw those medals up in our face. I got this and I got that and I got a gold medal and I got that. You don't want nobody taking nothing from you for your 20 years of service, but you want to take away from Remy and her 20 years of service. Being with a man for 20 years of service, I don't care what nobody say. Men ain't easy. And then you had to take care of them too. You know what kind of slap in the face that is to tell somebody that your 20 years don't count? Well, Claressa, your 20 years don't count then. If Remy's don't, and you can sit up here and talk about her like she ain't never existed, and like they don't even have a child going forward, then guess what? Your accolades don't count either then. Make it make sense to all of us why you would go on there and shame a woman who has been, you don't know what, like I said, nobody knows what transpired to get Remy to this point. But what we do know, she definitely was the breadwinner. If you look it up, and then to be honest with you, she made more money than Claressa, because has not really been documented. That $8 million 360 deal she supposed to have done. Hasn't even been recouped yet, so therefore we can't even count that. So if you take away that $8 million, you only worth $2 million. So that means that Remy make more money than you. So she just going around here on these platforms talking about these people, taking away their accolades. Like you said, she has something going on with her mentally, and if she does not address that going forward, it will be her downfall. It will be a demise. Like I said, what she has done a good job of was bringing the attention of boxing to the world. Women boxing will be getting its just due based on Claressa's negativity. That means that everybody's going to be looking for that next person. Who is going to be that person that's going to carry the torch for Layla Ali? Because guarantee you it will not be Claressa. Was it supposed to be Claressa? I think it was exactly what's supposed to be Claressa, but Claressa did not do what they wanted her to do. And that's changed her mindset, her attitude. Like you always said, it's the attitude that she is not marketable. Therefore, going forward, they have to look for another resource when it comes to being the next face of boxing, and it won't be her. So that was just my take on it. And she doesn't care. Anybody would say that you don't want a financial advisor. I can give you some stories about some people who who rode their friends, celebrity friends, coattails, right? They were working for their celebrity friends. I'm not going to say no names, but they were working for their celebrity friend. The money that they made from that celebrity friend, they invested.
So you know somebody personally. That's why you said
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hip hop, Hollywood actor, athlete.
I'm going to say that they were in the basketball association.
Okay.
So they took the money that they made from the coattail that they rode on that celebrity, okay, and they hung around instead of coming back to the home front where they're from, okay, because they're just from a small place just like she's from. They started hanging around people that can put them in the right places, and so that money that they invested, they now make as much money and it's worth much money as a celebrity, and therefore you don't even see them together anymore because they're making their own ways. They're doing their own thing. And that person is able to, therefore, like I said, I know for a fact that he has all his family on annual income. That means that once a year they get an allotment from that individual that was once riding the coattail. So she ain't looking to cast that money down. And then another thing I also wanted to talk about was her sister. I thought it was really, really wrong for her to bring her sister to. That lets you know kind of person Claressa is, to bring your sister to Atlanta and not include her in your day-to-day dealings. Her sister drinks based on you making her feel inferior. She makes her sister feel like she ain't nothing. And the love that she has for Claressa, she waters that down with liquor. But Claressa would have brought that girl and brought it. Let me say this: if Claressa was about the right things, if Claressa was about the right things, she would have then pulled her sister up from her bootstraps and helped her as well to get on another level. But that ain't happened because that ain't Claressa. That's not her objective here. She just wants to flex on the people that she know. That's why that's why she goes out her way to go back home and rent security to put people out of places they belong and things of that nature. Instead of you taking that money and investing in in a PR person and doing other things, she barely even do any community service. When the last time you heard her do community service? And when she do it, she don't do it well. Put people out. It's just, I mean, that's just not her objective. We talking about somebody whose mind, like you said, her mindset is not there. She has I don't know, but she's not marketable. Kaye Scott, I feel so sorry for her pulling up. She don't even look like she can. I mean, I don't know what you saw, but from what I see, it just don't even look like she should even be getting in the ring with somebody like Claressa. I'm sorry. Claressa is young and full of rage.
Right. Well, when I sit here and play devil's advocate and stir the pot, I'm looking to provoke a response. But at the same time, I understand Claressa is coming down 40 pounds, over 40 pounds. Let me tell you, that shit shows up on fight night when you had to cut that kind of weight. So people can see.
We saw that with Shadaysha, because I think that's what really, really happened with Shadaysha, to be honest with you. Her losing that much weight that quickly, and it looked like she was looking good that day. She looked really, really, I was like, oh, she looked good. You don't see, I mean, for her stature, for her to be that tall and be so broad shoulder, she looked really, really lean. But as you see, it knocked the wind out of her, didn't it?
Well, what happens when you start to cut weight like that, your recovery isn't as good. Your punch resistance isn't as good. So Claressa, that's what I said in the first 3-4 rounds, when people are like, oh, no, she's going to do this and that, the Kaye Scott, they're not talking from an educated background. You know what I'm saying? They're just emotion. I'm telling you, Claressa's supposed to win the fight. But I'm also telling you, the best fighter doesn't win. It's the boxer who fights the best. And when someone has to cut that kind of weight, after 2-3 rounds, that shit will show up. And I think it's going to show up. Does that mean Kaye Scott wins? No, but it means the talent gap, it gets closed. And now Kaye Scott is in a fight and it's pretty damn competitive, and people are going to probably be shocked. But the first 3 rounds are very dangerous for Kaye Scott.
Very dangerous.
That's how I see
Kaye Scott, if you are listening, all you have to do is hold on those first 3 rounds. Hold on. Defend yourself and basically run around the ring like what's her name? Lonnie Daniels did. I want to see her rematch Lonnie Daniels, because I told you Lonnie Daniels is dedicated to her training. Okay, and she even said too that she also thought that her diet messed her up because she had this cold turkey on everything, and she ain't doing that no more because it cost her some fights, right? But what I want to say to Kaye Scott, I want you to hold on, like I'm gonna go piggyback off what you saying, Hood, and have her hold on those first 3 rounds, and then let them and beat her down so bad that they have to make a decision and give you the win. If you could just hold on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the thing
ain't been taking it. I didn't see people like Claressa that beat up people all their lives, right? And I remember this one time, it was one of the girlfriends I went to school with. She fought boys, families, men. Every time you turn around, I remember. I don't know if I ever told you. I used to fight back in the day. You know, I was one of them kind of girls people used to pick on, and they didn't know that I had a switch. And then I would fight you. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time we was out and we got into a rumble, and my girlfriend I'm talking about that used to beat up everybody, she came out of nowhere and just tackled the girl. I've never seen her lose a fight. Her confidence was just like Claressa. She had a lot of childhood trauma too, right? So one night I didn't go out. We used to go to the clubs frequently on the weekends, and one night I didn't go out. And my other girlfriends ran into this girlfriend, and they got into a rumble. I'm assuming that my girlfriend that I've been knowing since junior high beat them up, right? Because that's what she known to do. So we go somewhere. We went to they had some kind of picnic thing on a Sunday. That very next day, because it happened on Saturday. That very next day, I run into my friend that I told you used to beat up everybody, and the girl that she got in the fight with shows up. And I'm looking like, oh, this is crazy. My girlfriend that beat up everybody act like she didn't even know her. She act like y'all just got in a fight last night, now today you don't know who this girl is. I was so amazed. The girl that she thought beat her down. And after that, you heard no more about her. She was a bully for over 20 years.
All right. Well, I'm go ahead and wrap up. I'm gonna take some more calls.
I'm gonna wrap up, but I'm just gonna say it take one person sometimes, the person you least expect it, to knock that wind out of you, and you will see a whole different dog. You ever heard of a dog that always barking around the neighborhood, and one day he barked up on the wrong tree, and he got into a fight, and you see that dog the next time? What happened to the dog? Every time I walk by here, he barking. That's Claressa. I hope Kaye Scott do it, but like I said, I don't see the tiger in her eye. Maybe she's one of those kind that transforms, but I don't see it. I don't think it's fair that the age, and I just don't think that where Claressa supposed to be, the level that she's supposed to be on, that is actually fair that she fighting an amateur, basically. I don't know. So that was just my take on it.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm looking at something of Claressa Shields here. She don't look like she 160. Anywhere near 160. Look at her legs and everything. She look big, man. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't look anywhere near 160. She don't even look 170. There go Andre Durrell again. So I don't know what they're doing, but let me call these people back. You got 1 week out, and I don't know what they're doing. For real. I'm just being honest with you. Let me call them back real quick. But hey, man, we're going to find out. We're going to find out this week. My kids go back to school on Monday, so I'll be... Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Hood Champ?
Good. What you got, bro?
Oh, hey, man, shoot. It's, what we've been seeing, lately, with your girl.
Right.
She has nothing else to offer but the same riddle, man.
Yep.
It's the same riddle. What she got, what she's obtained, and dissing folks, you know what I'm saying? And she has nothing. Her interviews are pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
They're all about her. And, I seen the one with what you call it, with the boy.
Cam Newton.
I seen that one, and it's the same riddle. And, if anybody's name is brought up that
I'm almost done.
Don't taste right in her mouth, she's gonna take it, like you say, to the stupidity. You know what I mean? And she's just proven to be very distasteful for anybody's palate, man. Like she just, and I don't know if she just sees it. Like you said, I checked the chart earlier, and I think there was a whole lot of checks in the, a lot of checks, maybe one or two that I, but most of them, she fit the bill. And as narcissistic attitude that she has, then it all blossoms and it all falls right in place, man. It's just where she's at, and it's all about her, And the thing about it is, champ, nobody's still bringing up how she obtained these titles, these vacant titles. That they passing these belts around like cards, man. You know what I mean? It's like, there wasn't no challenges for her. You know what I mean? To obtain those, how you feel about that, man?
Yeah, well, I think they recognize an opportunity for her to ascend to different weight classes and pick up belts. And she even said, because she talks too much, that she knew she can just go up in weight without using any skill and just beat girls up, and that's what she did.
Yeah.
So when she said that, she said that during a press conference with Franchon, that's what it told me. It's kind of hard to give her. I'll give her respect because she did go and win titles. But when you hear her say, she knew she could just go beat him up, it's kind of hard to really give her the respect. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Just to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And she wants credit for, I think, gifts that was just, she was there at the right place for them at the wrong time, whatever. I think she was handling a lot of gifts, and she tries to match on top of the likes of Terrence Crawford, and like it's night day with that brother that challenges that he faced to get to where he was at, to finish his career undefeated.
Yeah, he had to earn it. He earned
it, and a lot of them have. You know what I mean? But she wants credit. Okay, we know about your gold medals, but after the Olympics, Roy Jones didn't think about the Olympics. He never talked about Olympics again, and he got robbed. And Mayweather got robbed. They left the Olympics behind them, and they went on with their pro careers. But the accolades that she expect us to respect her for with her gold medals is, it's a far reach. She reaches so far, for our attention for these things. We already know these things she's done because she keeps repeating it, and over and over again. Every interview, it's the same thing, what she's done. And, and all you got to do is say, Alicia, you ain't even got to say her last name. You ain't got to say Bumgarner. And she's, it burns her behind just to hear the girl's name. And you see how she opens up. It's a comparison.
Right.
She compares herself to, it ain't hard to open her up. All you got to do is just say a little something. She will open up and, and come at this girl. I did this. She, you know what I mean? She did what I did out here, and it's.
Yeah, she's jealous. She's jealous of them, and she's always in competition. But that's why I titled this thumbnail, you know, Insouciance, because it's like a person who's totally unaware of the dangers surrounding them and how the sky is falling on her. She's so busy worrying about everybody else, she don't see what's going on with her. You know, she don't realize her shit is falling
like
apart.
When I talked to you the last time, same thing I was emphasizing on, that she don't talk about nothing about the upcoming fight, or not, like she's not even concentrating on that. You know, these fighters, they don't talk about nothing until it's a week of the fight. But she, in these last weeks since she done had so many skirmishes and, you know what I mean, and beefs with people and everything beside the fight. But, you know, I see her play, and, you know, it's obvious. I tried to, like, even, like, say, well, hey, you know what I mean? It's her ego or whatever. But no, she's far beyond that. You can't tell her nothing. And, you know, Papoose got his hands full.
Right.
He got his hands full. He got his hands full with that. Because she can't get out of the way of herself.
Right.
She can't get out of the way of herself, you know? And it's a sad thing, you know what I mean? It's a sad thing, man, to see, you know what I'm saying, self-destruction. What's the song back in the day, Hood Champ?
Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction.
You know what I mean? Real deal, you know? But, you know, it is. It is. And she's showing it, like, you know what I mean? And my wife asked me, I asked my wife, I said, you believe that, say tomorrow, she just got down, hey, y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all seen the worst side of me, and I want to be a changed woman, and you know what I mean? Do you think they would take that at this point, that they would believe that she could change?
No. You got to be consistent, man, and you got to be able to sustain. And she's shown to be very.
It would be phony now. Like,
she too unpredictable, man, and she's a high risk.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna
like
get.
You said, she's
behind
consistent with the bullshit.
Yeah. Claressa, I think the only thing we believe is that she would start running up and down the road biting people at this point in time, because she seemed to be going crazy, man. You know, I mean,
it's
like,
a battle.
for real.
It's a battle. Like,
it's horrible. Yeah, it's horrible watching. I'm like, damn. And I don't feel sorry for her nothing, because when she's mean, she's so mean that you can't even feel sorry for her. But I'm looking, and I'm saying
she get like Michael Myers.
Yeah,
mean,
she's
man.
ridiculous.
Like I said, if Papoose try to dip on her, man, she gonna be outside in the rain.
Oh, his ass in trouble.
Looking through the window on him, like she. I believe her. I believe that she will like put hands on anybody that's gonna. She always, my man, he got to know how to fight. I got to have a man that know how to fight. No, it's like she always think it's always like some street shit.
Right.
That man, he a year away from the ARP card. You know what I mean? He coming up to this man about to be a senior citizen, and he would get himself caught up because of her attitude.
Right.
She get that dude killed, man, out there. You know what I mean? You go out there and you pop off and get something started, and you got to jump in front of this. You know, when you got that pop off chick, she dangerous. The pop off chick is dangerous, because like let me go get my man.
Oh,
you don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? You know, she like to fight men, so you know what I mean? She don't respect men. You know what I mean? She think like, you know, I'm the whoa.
Yeah, Papoose is in a bad spot, because I don't care all this tough guy talk. I don't know anybody. Like me and my friends, you know, we were kind of when we were younger. We older now. We chill. None of us is looking for drama. So you can't. She out here acting like he want to be Al Capone when he's cresting on 50 years old. I don't believe that. He don't want to be Al Capone. He want to be a pop. He want to be a pop. Sip some goddamn hot chocolate, maybe warm milk at night. Eat some goddamn chicken soup. He wants some. Yeah, he wants some hot chicken soup with dumplings. Yeah, he wants some hot chicken soup with dumplings in that shit. He don't want no problem. He just want to be a pop. That mother want to be Al Capone. Yeah, he want to be a pop. So she gonna get his ass killed, man.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? The way she's aggressive.
Yeah.
And she presents it like that. Me and my man, you know, we you go get your girl and we go fight behind the bar type. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
she is like a 31-year-old, like young street chick, like 20.
Yeah.
That mentality that I know that like they're ready to set it off. You know, we see enough of them out there, you know, and she got that mentality that, you know what I mean? You know, shit, you go get your, me and my man, we'll fight y'all. You know what I'm saying? And come on now. She don't even know that does she realize that it is lawsuit? She just can't touch folks.
If she keep messing around, she gonna end up ass up in prison. And Papoose, he gonna find a way to swerve that. You know, he ain't going. That's one thing I can tell about Papoose. He ain't trying to go there.
He's not guiding.
Yeah. Anybody who's been through shit as a young man and made mistakes and dodged bullets and bad outcomes, you don't want when you get, because I don't know if he got gray in his hair yet. He probably Beijinging it down and shit. But I'm sure
he's seasoned though, HoodChamp.
I'm sure he don't want to be in that bullshit. I'm sure he don't want that.
I mean, if he's securing the bag and everything and like, you know, trying to keep her, I mean, he's doing a bad job of it because, you know, she ain't got no PRs. Apparently, she ain't got nobody talking to her. She speaks for herself.
Right.
And, you know, and there's nobody like pulling her back. Nobody telling her, hey, chill out. Especially when records and all them, like, you got to, if I got an investment in, you got to protect your investment. Like, you got to chill.
Right.
Because when you're pushing money away from my investment, then that's bad business.
Right. I'm tracking with you, man. Yep.
You feel me? You know, and, you know, she's a loose cannon. I don't think she should do no interviews, man, for a minute.
I think it's time to pull the plug on that shit because I'm telling you, she's one question away from biting somebody. I'm telling you.
I know. She shows it, like, you know, even if the shit says she's sending out threats and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, she's going to do something stupid.
I don't understand that she feels that she can just do this
it's
ridiculous. Right here. I don't feel that she even understands the repercussions.
Yeah, she out of control, man.
Ain't nobody telling her, like, girl, you did 8 million, whatever you done got. You know, do you want to minus this playing with these people out here?
Mm-hmm.
And the people she battling, half of them she don't even know her. She don't even. She be arguing with people. I think they get up in the morning. Let's mess with Claressa.
They do.
She's easy to open. And she's all you gotta say something about her looks, say something about her weight, say something about her body, whatever. And she gonna come out, block you, whatever, argue with you, but she's easily triggered.
You can tell Claressa, good morning. Man, please, good morning to who? Good morning where? Good morning how? Papoose ain't here now, good morning. How you know I'm having a good morning? I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning running and training. Huh? Man, please, tell me good morning. You ain't doing it. You sleep, big fat ass, ugly ass. You ain't out here doing this work. I train 3 times a day. You know? It's like, goddamn, I was just saying good morning.
She goes straight to anything. If you're big and you're fat.
Yes.
You're broke.
You're broke. Broke ass. First thing in the morning. Broke ass telling me good morning in the morning with your broke ugly ass. Big broke fat ass calling me.
And even good advice.
She don't want to hit. Yeah, she don't want to hit.
So what you saying? Girl, no, we just saying like, you know, you need to like, you know what I mean? Like think about your, no, what you saying? I love that.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're fired, chicks, man. Just trying to, girl, you're fired. Pap said you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's in that circle, come at Pap.
Mm-hmm.
And she will dismiss you.
Oh, yeah.
You can't touch that.
Right.
And the way her emotions, the way she expresses about him, she deeply in love with this dude.
Yeah,
she deep with this dude. That's why I told you the last time I talked to you. If he walk away from her, boy, man, it's gonna be like sad and ugly at the same time, man. Because we might see this girl if she do something to him or do something to herself or do something like stupid. And we see her in like a courtroom, man, standing there. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, damn, we talked about this for the last, and she did it. She really cracked the crumble and popped the spring.
Right.
Flat out on somebody, like, you know, I mean, because she, when them eyes, man, like that girl, like, say something else. Like that chick, she'll like say one more word. I'm telling you, man, she will strike.
Right.
And she don't even think about like the repercussions. She geared like that. You know, these young boys out there, they don't care, man. They don't care. Like, you know, it is what it is. Well, that's a crazy person's thought, you know what I mean? But somebody that in her stature and her popularity and all that, it's just crazy to see. Like, you know, nobody is protecting that girl. All these people that are defending her, you know what they're going to do when she crash lands? Everybody going to disappear.
Right.
Everybody's going to disappear and walk away laughing like, yeah, I knew she was going to do it. But see, she can't see that far. She can't see that far because she don't have deep self-love. And she hasn't built the armor that protects her from all the mess that people throw at her. She's not built for that. Some people ain't built for it. I'll tell you, you care less. Just say what you want. I'm getting this money. But she's sensitive. She's sensitive and she's easy to trigger, man. And that's, you know what I mean? I think, you know, I hope that, you know, something drop out, you know what I mean? And, you know, make a drastic change or something. But I can't see it. And she believes what she believes. She stands on her business. She stands on it. She repeats it. She stands on it. I'm the best. I'm the GOAT. I'm the best ever. I'm the greatest. You know, I got one up on Terrence Crawford. You can't tell her nothing.
Yeah, I know, man.
Poor Free Mother got 18 fights.
Yeah.
18 fights, bro. Now, it ain't all her fault. I mean, they gave her what they gave her, but, like, she got a lot of vacant. A lot of people don't talk about the vacant titles that she got. How she got them. Nobody never brings that up.
Right.
She got a lot of gifts. She got a lot of gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Vacant titles that the people that she fought for them weren't even worthy. Part-time fighters.
Right. Right.
But, you know, like I said, but she want to be compared to, like, the greats.
Nah, yeah, you gotta be fair.
Man, you cannot even equate yourself in that. You know, you know.
I'm tracking.
Like
Let me take some more calls now.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some more calls, man, before I get out of here.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna take some more calls before I get out of here, man.
Yeah, okay, bro. Hey, man, good hollering at you.
All right, you take care, man.
Okay.
All right, yep. On my own, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really do. And for those who became members, who send cash apps, super chats, making my night, man, to see when y'all show me love, man. I really appreciate it. Let me call the next person back right now. I'm calling them back right now. I'm going down the line. You call in, I will call you back before I get off. It's Saturday, so I ain't going to be on here till 2 in the morning. I may come back on later. How you doing?
Hello, hi. Fine, how you doing?
All right, what you got?
Yeah, I want to make a comment on Charleston White.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't stand to watch him either. I don't blame you. I can't watch too much of him myself either. But I just wanted to say, he gets on here and do all this talking. He's a clout chaser. He's a pedophile. He got a whole cousin that done came out on him and said that he molested her when she was a young girl. The video out, a guy named OG Murder got all that information on him. He been trying to act like he didn't do it and talking about he was in jail during that time, which he showed that he wasn't. His mother done did a interview way back trying to defend him on there. He claimed he didn't even know the girl, but it is his cousin. His mother came out and said, yeah, but she never been over to the house and all this kind of stuff. So he's not nobody you would want to pay no attention to. He said he got a wife and a girlfriend himself, so he's just an ignorant man out to get clout. That's all I want to say on him. And he's a pedophile. He goes through his family. He doesn't molest it's out there. His cousin said that he did that to her. She done came out. People did interviews on him. But and paperwork is out there on that to show proof where he had to stay away from him back then when it happened.
Oh, okay.
So can't pay Charleston White no attention. He's just a clout chaser.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling. All right, you take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Damaris, thank you so much for becoming a member, man. Y'all making my night, man. I got 2 people became a member tonight. That's great, man. Look like people showing me love, man. So I appreciate it. You know, I got to show it back. So Damaris Rodriguez, DR Doctor, thank you so much, man. Yeah, Charleston. Yeah, I don't know much about Charleston White, but I know he crazy, man. Charleston White out there. Let me call this one back here as I move down the line. Yep. But I wonder if Lotto gonna pull out, man. I wonder if she's gonna pull out of there.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I just had a real quick question, a real quick comment about Claressa and something that I was thinking about with co-parenting. And she mentioned, she's never met the golden child and leaving children out of it. But just like, what is she going to do when she finds out really how the co-parenting situation is with Pap and Remy? Because for me, we co-parent. My ex and I don't really get along that well. I mean, we don't like each other. But when it comes to our daughter, you put all that aside when it comes to your children, and it's for the best interest of the child. So last night we all went skating. You know what I'm saying? We all at the skating ring. We all in the car together. We're a family. We're having a good time. Graduations. She had a graduation. We all get together. She wants her family together. She have me on one hand and him on the other. Recitals, all of those things. I wonder how Claressa is going to deal with that. Or because I know that Pap's not sharing that with her. And we know that Remy's really mature. And we've seen him sometimes with the golden child, but I wonder if Claressa actually knows, like, really what that entails. And if she doesn't, is she ready for it? Like, what is she going to do? Because, things are different with the kids.
I agree.
What is she going to do? I don't think Paps doesn't tell her everything. The reason why I know this is because my ex, it's always hard for the new girlfriend, new wife, when these things happen. It's always hard because my ex had a woman after me. We were together. He was on the couch, same situation, right? He was still coming over and spending time with my daughter. Because, like she'd get sick and she wouldn't want to leave the house. So, he'd stay at the house. He'd be in there and I'd be in the back and he'd be in there with her. She hated it. They used to fight all the time about it. She'd call him on the phone. Where you at? You're not supposed to be there. Cussing her out and everything. She couldn't handle it. She had to go. Because he had to make a choice. Am I going to choose, because no matter what, I'm the mother of his child. And, so what is Claressa going to do when she finds out really what it means to have an adult co-parenting relationship? What is she going to do? Because I don't think she's ready for it. I don't think, she's very immature in her mind. And, she's out in La La Land. But I always wondered, I said, what is she going to do if she had to deal with this situation? I mean...
What she would do? What was your question?
I said, what do you think she'd do? I mean, because you have kids and you know what I'm talking about. You have children. Your children are going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you're in a married relationship, but you see parents all the time. You see blended families, step parents, two parents. They divorced last semester, last year. They were together. Now they're divorced, and he showed up with his girlfriend. You see it. How's Claressa going to deal with that?
To be honest with you, I don't know, but just looking at the way she conducts herself, I think she would fail miserably. I don't think she's mature enough, experienced enough to play stepmom to anyone just because she spends time with her sister's 3 kids. Nah, it's totally different now when you got the child of a woman who you don't like because that is your boyfriend's wife or your boyfriend's soon-to-be ex. It takes a special person to be a step parent. You know what I mean?
It really does.
Not just anybody can do that. And when I watch Claressa, in my opinion, I just don't think she's ready for that. I just think she needs some time to grow and to become comfortable with just the fact that Papoose has a past. And it's not just Remy. What about the other? Well, the other ones are big. The kids are older, so they can choose if they want to deal with her or not.
Right.
But the little one, I mean,
but the golden child is,
I couldn't do it. Nah, not my children. Not my 4 sons. They stay right here with me. Ain't going there.
Right.
Nah. Especially if I know if I had kids with a woman and we break up and she end up with somebody a little bit Sesame Street, there ain't no need for them to go over there. Nah, you come here if you want to see them. Bozo can't come. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And
He had a girl, exactly. Same thing with it. He had this girl, she didn't know how to act. I don't want her around my kid.
Yeah, simple.
And what are you going to do?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
You know, she didn't know how to act. She didn't know. He had this girlfriend. She just didn't have decorum. There was something wrong with her. I didn't like her. So, you know, you can come see her, but I don't want her around her. What is he going to do? Argue? No, you don't want to argue in front of the kid. Mature people don't. So he's just like, okay, I got you. Hey, I was dating somebody. It goes both ways. I was dating somebody. He didn't like the dude. He goes, hey, yo, I don't like dude. I want him around my dog. I don't like him. I don't like what he's about. I don't like nothing about him. I don't want him around my kid. What can you do? You know, there's always going to be that other person in that relationship, in that life. And I don't think she's ready for it. I think she's going to go crazy. I think she's going to snap. I think it's going to be a situation. Remember that movie? Remember that movie where they put that rabbit in that pot? That's Claressa. What's that movie when I will not be ignored?
I can't remember, man.
You know what I'm talking about. The movies in the 90s. They used to make movies about this all the time in the 90s. They had The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Single White Female. Those movies were not in a
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. There we go. Boom.
Okay.
There we go. I don't know. Anyways, and just one more thing about her weight loss. You can't really go by her pictures because she plays games. She'll put things out of order. So she could be closer to the weight, but like she'll put like a workout from 2 months ago up. You know what I'm saying? She plays games like that. So we don't know. We'll know fight night when she shows up if she lost that weight or not.
Right.
Because I think that picture of her in the red is old.
Oh,
so yeah, so there we go. Anyways, thanks for taking my call.
All right, you take care. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right, let's go down the line, man. 225. Okay, calling you back right now. Making my way down. Making my way downtown. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing as Hood Champion?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Tarika again.
Yeah. Oh, okay, what you got?
I was actually watching when you were talking about Claressa needing a financial advisor. And what she said about that, that's what really did me. I couldn't believe she said she didn't need one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That didn't make no sense. That, you know, it's already bad enough that, you know, Black people have to catch up in our financial literacy. But to have that kind of money and not have one, I majored in accounting, so I already know. You need people to take care of your money and help you with your investments if you don't know about investments. Just because you know how to add and subtract don't mean you don't need to have people watch your money and you watch the people that are watching your money.
No, I agree with you. I think having a financial advisor is a pretty smart move, you know. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
I mean, that makes only good sense. I mean, who's going to teach her how to get her mutual funds and her IRAs and what's going to make money for her while her money's sitting there?
Right.
You know how many people would kill to have somebody help them let their money make money? You know, my advice is always let your money work hard for you. Don't work hard for your money. She could be buying properties and all kind of stuff, but she ain't even paying the property taxes on the properties that she has. The ones that she could have started, that she had out in front, she could have started with that, but nevertheless, that was what I was calling about, because when I was sitting here, my mouth was open when you said that, because I had, like, what do you mean that taking her money? The man that's taking her money is sitting laying with her.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't helping her build nothing. He's helping her get to a bag that he can continue to use. But he is not helping. You know what I'm saying? That little bit of percentage she's giving her right there to help have somebody help her create generational wealth at this point is minute compared to what she's going to lose if she doesn't get somebody to help her get in there, because taxes alone are going to kick her ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
If she's not paying the right amount or doing the right thing, filing the right, you know what I'm saying? Somebody to help her at least find the loopholes in her write-offs, anything. While she's out here buying Corvettes, instead of buying that Corvette, she could have leased it and had an LLC while she went and bought that gym and wrote that off.
Right.
Just stuff. But I had to call, and I was like, you see what I said? I missed that whole thing completely. I guess I took a break. I was like, you mean you don't want somebody to help watch your money? You think this gambler that you laying up with, and that's what's smart? That's what's gonna help you get to the bag. When Remy just said she's finally getting the money she deserves. Now that he's gone. Gotta be kidding me.
Okay.
Gotta be kidding me.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me move on down the line here, man. Who's this here? 203. Okay. Moving on down the line, man. It's crazy. Says she owes no taxes. Man.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing as Hood Champion? Mute your TV for me. These people on the internet, they dig up stuff. They don't play. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Yes, I am. Hey, Hood.
How you doing?
I wanted to get back to that Charleston White because I was surprised you even said something about that.
Yeah, because somebody mentioned it, and I was like, "But what did he say?" Because I ain't never heard him talk about boxing.
Well, let's start. You know, I got to do my research before I come on here.
Yeah.
I do a little research for you. That's not what I was doing. You know, Pat follows her, so I guess he needed some backup. Charleston White is one of those really problematic people. He talks a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know who he is. I know who he is. He's out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was just in Texas, and Jay Princeton shot at him, and then he gets on live and say, you know, you don't want to go to jail or get dead and all. He talks really, really reckless, and Pat follows him. So I was like, how did Charleston White even? And he got a lot. He's been married several times. He's got light-skinned children. Cheated on his brown-skinned wife with a light-skinned woman. I got some light-skinned children. So I don't understand what he's talking about. If anybody got some color issues, it's definitely him. Definitely. He just trying to get a lot of clickbait, and he follows. Well, Pat follows him. So I guess Pat and them need a distraction. That's how I look at it. Like, oh, let me get Charleston say something, and people gonna be looking at that instead of Claressa. So I was like, why he said that? Why you gonna bring him? I don't even like saying his name, to be honest with you, because he is so trash. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You go up on his live, he got pictures with him with his piece on the side and hanging on to him, dancing with his, undergarments on, and just a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? No etiquette, no class, like Claressa. So I guess that's why he has something to say. Because I was like, why would he have something to say? Like, out of all people, be quiet. But yeah, that's the reason why. And about Claressa not having anybody handle her money finances, every time somebody brings that up, do you see how upset she gets? I don't trust nobody. She said it with a full chest, but I thought she was going to come out that chair. Yes, I did. She don't trust nobody, but she can't even trust herself. And I listened to you earlier, and I think that her having some type of stocks.
She got to have something. She need to have a financial.
Packing away for retirement. Her route, you right, put it in the route. Yeah, she don't. I mean, for her to be 31 and then have money for a second, you would think that would be something that she would have. Definitely. I really think that interview, as I've seen, like I said, a couple times now, people call me about today too. I think that would have been the best opportunity for her to turn things around for herself when she sat there with Kim. The questions that he asked her, she could have came back with way better answers.
Yeah.
And people would have probably looked at her like, wow, like maybe she gets it now. Like,
You know,
Yeah,
I get it. You
I
know,
don't. Yeah, I
if she
don't.
would just said, I shouldn't have said the things I said.
Yeah,
You
but
know, I know I got a fight coming up. I'm stressed out. You know, I got to drop all this weight. You know, if I offend anybody along the way, I do apologize. She had to call no names. You know what I'm saying? Just act like
yeah,
a real woman.
but I don't think anybody would want to hear any apologies. Well, her trying to apologize about that. She got to first come out and apologize for disrespecting Layla Ali and everything else. She needed to just come out, just take a deep breath, and say, "I messed up." You know what I mean? Take accountability. And then from there, start off with whatever, where she feels she first messed up, and just go right down the line. If she does an interview with the right person and they ask her, do you think you need to apologize for anything? Over the last year, from Layla Ali to Alicia to the kids at the Christmas party to here on cussing out the radio host, do you think you need to take accountability for anything and make an apology? And if Claressa were to take a deep breath and say, you know what? Yes, I was trying to be the villain and trying to get attention and go viral, and I realized that I went too far. That's a good starting point. But she will never do that. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like, man, please, what? Apologize for what? Take do what? I ain't doing nothing wrong. These people said something to me and I react. Now that I react, now I'm the bad guy. But what about what they doing to me? That's just what she gonna do. She gonna put it right back on the interviewer. Like, what about what they did to me? So I need to apologize. I ain't apologizing. Tell them to apologize. That's just how she sees things in her warped mind, man.
Yeah, well, you brought the dark triad, and you know that those are those type of people. They are those type of people in this world. They see no wrong. Just like when I was walking through the house and looked at the TV, Scarface was on, and it was right at the when he was at the table, and he snapped on his wife and said all the things, and he said, everybody know what he said.
Yeah.
And he said, you'll never see a bad guy like me again. You know. You always want to point the finger at the bad guy. That's the kind of hype that she tries to portray. Just like when you watch Rocky and the guy from the big old guy from what was it?
From Russia. From Russia.
Where was he from?
From Russia. Yeah.
Came in there and Apollo thought it was going to be a little exhibition fight. And he looked at him and like, that ain't what's going down. And he didn't even care. I'm trying to tell you, she has that type of aura. Like, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care who gets hurt. I don't care how anybody perceives me. I just gotta win.
Right.
And she don't even care. I really don't even think she really thinks about her money and the way that we talk about it. And do you think that she should have a lawyer and a financial advisor? Of course she's supposed to have one. She must have been had one long time ago. They were supposed to been sat her to the table and go and have these conversations with her. She says she invests in things that give her a return. That's what she said on that interview. But you never heard her say, I sit down with my team. I have a very good lawyer. I got things that I'm working on. She never has nothing to say that's what you call sportsmanlike or ladylike or businesslike. She has none of those characters. None. Right. So when you brought up the dark triad, I said, well, yeah, that's about right.
That dark triad is on point, isn't it? That shit's on point, right?
It's dead on point.
It's on point. It's crazy.
And whoever's, I thank the lady who brought it up. Like I told you yesterday, I've been hearing about that for many, many moons. I work in behavior health. That's where I retired from. So it's that thing where, she's all three. She's all three.
Yep.
And she does it very well. And there's people like that in the world. She's not the only person who is like that. She sees only what she wants to see. She's going to say what she wants to say. She's going to do what she wants to do. And she doesn't care about the consequences. She don't care about being a book. That's what she wants. She wants to be the bad guy. And that's fine. I mean, it's what is Superman and the superheroes and the Avengers, and all that stuff, battles, and I don't know who was it and the Justice League or whatever, and all that stuff. It's always bad. It's always a bad guy. And I guess that's how she sees it. But I'm okay with that. While Pap's rolling around his new Maybach, I don't know if y'all see that today.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's rented.
Oh, rented. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I know they ain't buying nothing like they be
He can't
renting
afford.
cars. That
He
shit's
can't afford
stupid.
that.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But
To,
he pulled the window down, said a few things, jumped back in. I said, What are we doing here, sir? Yeah. All white and the inside crisp. I said, look at that rental. I guess they rented it for the month. You know, they rented
well,
it
it's
for the
fight
month.
week. It's fight week. They rent it for fight week. That's what.
That's what she pulling up in. I'm mark my words. We're gonna have that conversation after fight. When she pull up, that's what she gonna pull up in. She ain't gonna pull up in that old Rolls Royce that he usually be having now that he rents. He's gonna pull up in that new Maybach. Yeah, I seen it today. I'm just giving out facts today. That's all I'm doing while I'm moving around, moving and shaking. I'm getting off the line. I know your kids got to go back to school. I'm watching the MVP at the same time. I got it on mute. So I'm going to watch these little fights right here. But I'm going to tell you something about MVP. The seats might be a little empty up in there, but they roll out and how it looks is spectacular.
Oh, okay.
It's spectacular. It's
all
spectacular. Right. Like it's real. It's professional. You know what I'm saying? It's lit. Like it's all in red, and ain't nobody messing up the undercards and the main events. They still they got it rolling, and I'm just watching it. The seats are empty though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm checking it out. But I want to see if Clarissa's gonna look that good. We'll win records.
Right, we're gonna see. All right.
I want to see, but we'll see. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, you take care. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye. All right, let me get to the next one here. 414. I forgot I was gonna say, boy. These calls start coming in, boy. All of a sudden, my mind be all over the place. But that thing about money, boy, you need a finance. Most people should at least start with a financial advice. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Hood Champion, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for giving me a hot call, Hood. I just wanted to speak on Claressa a little bit. And one thing I wanted to ask you about, most boxers and athletes, when they have to take those big cuts in weight, they end up being real drained. But she has a lot of fat that she lost. She had a lot of weight to lose, whereas don't most of them lose muscle and because they're already lean, they're already in an athletic shape. Will that make her less really drained if she's just losing fat?
No, once you're losing weight, she gotta lose over 40 pounds, man. That's gonna affect her ability to recover, and it's gonna affect her punch resistance, and it can affect her stamina depending on how hard the weight cut is. She need to have the right nutritionist, the right strength and conditioning coach, and the right dietitian working with her to make sure she has a healthy weight cut. But looking at her, it just doesn't seem that way. Now, my eye is trained, but I'm not an expert. But I have cut weight. I have body build. I've lifted weights. I boxed. But with her to cut so much weight and to see her doing everything, outside of being in the gym, I just gotta wonder, man. Did she have a healthy weight cut? But we're gonna find out on fight night. First 3 rounds, I give her that. After that, I don't know. We got to see what happens with Big Bo. Is she gonna get tired?
Is the fatigue gonna hit it? One thing your caller said before that I totally agree with. She is very much so playing with her timeline. Even when that fake photo of that little. Some fans are passing by us with her and Pat. When she had on that black jogging suit, it was cinched at the waist. When she was sitting there with Cam, she was a little sunken into that chair. She doesn't hold the same, but she isn't as small either as she portrays when she can use her own camera tricks either. She's not quite that small. So it will be interesting to see, but I think that they're going to have an agreed upon this anyways, even if she doesn't make her weight. Well, one of the things right quick I wanted to say was, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that when she'll say that she planned on having a child when she retired, that's exactly what she really means. I think that when she speaks on having a child, it's more so a dig towards Remy than anything else, because she keeps saying that she's going to do it at unrealistic times. She just keeps repeatedly saying it. And although she may want to have one, I don't really even think she want to have one with Pat. I don't believe that Pat was supposed to be a permanent thing. I think maybe something might have transpired between her and Remy, or it's just her personality, because judging from her past relationships, she likes the feeling of taking somebody's person. And if she was really so into Pap, she said for love at first sight, but there is literally posts on her page and his page well into August of 2024 where they were still proclaiming their love for one another. Not only that, it just doesn't seem very genuine, because if she was, and she still was entangled, sometimes it take a while to become unentangled. I get that. But why was there a Maserati bud then? Because see, it's strange that 50 is the reason why she even met him. And that was the enticement. He talked about the movies. He talked about getting her in. He was into the rap world and helping her with her raps. It seems she does have a tendency for dating those who can help her. Fellow boxers, when she needed sparring partners, she spoke on how she sparred boys all the time. Her coach, word on the street, nobody knows that. It's all alleged, right? And her trainer, Tony, was her trainer. LJ was a big dude, like a bodyguard. We all know how she loves for her man to be able to fight and protect her. Then Pat was the celebrity, right? But Maserati was the guy with the connections with 50 and all. But I'm just wondering how genuine her and Pap were even from the beginning, because really, what does a 30-year-old woman at the top of her game with no children want with a almost 50-year-old married man? Like love at first sight, it wasn't that, or it wouldn't have still been her, him, Tony, and Maserati. In December, she was singing a little love song to Pap. We all thought. I remember seeing that post. And little did we know Maserati was sitting right there in her home, the home he bought furniture for. And she did lives in that red mask chair that he bought for her. I remember seeing it and thinking, ooh, that's a nice chair. She was doing lives in that chair. I think she's a very much a clout chaser. And I think with Pap, she wanted that black love. I don't know whether she befriended Remy because she was dealing with Pap, and like she told Cam last on that interview, she said, women know men will tell you whatever they want to about their relationship. And that's why she had that caveat that he had to talk to her all the time and go to sleep with her so that she would know. So maybe that's also why she was reaching out to Remy. Or was she friends? Did she befriend Remy and then find out a little bit too much about the gap? Because she's very adamant about the fact that everyone knew that they didn't have a real relationship. But I don't know how she knew that so emphatically when she didn't know who Pap was and she doesn't even know any of Remy's songs. So how was she so sure that Pap and Remy were separated before she got involved with him? How would she know that? If you're telling me that she knew this woman, spoke with her, laughed with her, wished her happy birthdays, and then accidentally got with her husband, because even if she didn't know, when they showed that picture when Pap was in that after party in the back fight room at that fight he went to, the first fight he went to of hers, her best friend had a photo of him and her on there. Why would they want that if nobody even knew that he was famous? And the moment they knew who he was, they had to know who he was attached to. You can't. And one last thing. I believe the reason why Shields is making such a big deal about mimicking Remy is because they are very similar in their looks in certain ways. And just like people say she plays with the algorithm as far as her being 11-time champion on her way to being 11-time, and her being the highest paid person, if you say it enough and put it enough on the internet will believe you and repeat it. I think that she's recreating exact scenes that Remy had, or that Pap and Remy had, in hopes to mess with that algorithm as well. And when you Google Pap and his wife, a picture or two of her and him just may pop up. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, I got one more here to call back. About to call you right now. There it is. As we go down the line, man, I had a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. I didn't even get to it all. But it's all good. I like when Hello?
One more here to call back.
You there?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. What you got?
I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what the previous caller was saying. I honestly, after watching that Kim, like little clips, because I couldn't sit through that interview, with Kim, where she was saying that she believes that Pap loves her more than she loves him, and how she switched boyfriends quick. Someone with triad personality traits, they don't know how to love. They're in love with being in love, but not actually experiencing the longevity of love, like the ups and downs and in and outs. So I honestly think that she's okay with not being with Pap. I think that she's using him just as much as he's using her, and she's okay with the financial baggage right now because she feel like he is of benefit to her.
You think Papoose is a benefit to her?
Yes. Before she got with Pap, she had, she wasn't as popular. And I remember one of her first interviews she did with the Breakfast Club. These are not her exact words, but she said something along the lines that even if she had to step on or over her family, leave them behind, she's seeking a certain level of fame and stardom, right? So she feels like Papoose is her access in the industry to open doors outside of boxing for her, even though it's proven wrong. And with it proven wrong, I think that she don't have an issue leaving him behind. As soon as she feel like she has footing somewhere, she's proven that she'll do anything for attention. That if she has somewhere or something open up for her, she's okay with like disengaging. The whole is fun for her now because she feels like she's taking something that doesn't belong to her. She's inflicting pain somewhere else. If you just think about how she referenced to the golden child as the kid, like that, she cannot see longevity in that at all. Right. She just don't. And I think the baby talk is more to kind of antagonize Remy because she always talk about how young she is and things like that in the same breath as talking about having a baby. And everybody knows Remy suffered fertility hardship and is, the age she's at now, she's definitely, I wouldn't think she wants a child. So I think I'm not saying she don't want a kid, but I don't think she care who give her the kid next year. She's, he's a tool to her like she's a tool to him.
Right. I think so. Okay.
I don't know. I just, I'm not saying that I'm right, but it's just something is not right there. But I feel like, she likes new situations, that new love feeling and everything else. And once she gets tired, she on the next bus.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling.
All right.
Later. All right. All right. Next one here. As we move down the line, man. What is this? There's a couple people. Let me call this one back real quick. I call once and I move on.
Hello?
It's Hood Champion. How you doing?
Yo, what up, champ?
Chilling, man. How you doing, man?
I am good. I am amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm always in the breeze. What you got?
I'm good. So I was just looking at the growth and her recent, interviews and stuff like that. And then also I was looking at how she was walking down the street. It looked like her and Pat looked like two niggas walking together.
Yeah.
That one part with the fake. Hold
Yeah,
on, let me pause.
The fake
Yeah,
wave
my
by,
bad.
the fake
My
wave by.
bad.
Yeah, the fake wave by. Yeah.
Yeah. They was both diddy bopping, and he had on his little boy shorts. I'm like, what is going on? For real. What is going on? And is that Kate Scott in a condom or a teardrop in your caption? Because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, you got a little freak in you if you see a condom. If you see a condom, we got some freaks in here, goddamn it. That's a goddamn raindrop.
Okay. And Claressa with the lightning. Okay, coming out her neck.
Yeah.
Like she be talking out her neck. So my issue is, I called the other day and I was feeling sorry for her, but now I don't. I just don't get it. I still don't get it. And this new interview with her talking about holding the wife accountable for what's going on. Bitch, what? What do you think about that?
Right. Yeah, I just think that Claressa's the kind of person who wants to put everything back on everyone else. Like, and I just think that she doesn't know when to talk. Accountability on Remy Ma, like she shouldn't even be bringing her up, to be honest with you. She shouldn't be bringing it up. Worry about what you have control over, because she doesn't have any control of what Remy did in the past, what she's doing now, and what she's going to do in the future. So, yeah, I thought that was way left field.
Exactly. Totally left field. And talking about her nana and this, that, and the other and what it could do.
Yeah.
But if it was that great, let me tell you something. I've been married to my husband for like 20 years, and I'm not going to discuss how great anything is. But all I know, within 3 weeks, I was expecting twins. She's been with him for all this time and can't get one. So I don't know how great or tight or fat or whatever, because, it is what it is with the nana. But she can't even get him to reject pulling out. This nigga Pap, as a woman that grew up in Brooklyn, this nigga right here is running a long con. And she don't see it. And that's fine. But we do. And it's entertaining. I don't want to hold you up, champ. I know you got people waiting. But, I just wanted to do my 1-2 dance on what's going on right here. Because this is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you calling as always. You take care, all right?
All right. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Night.
All right, no problem. Later.
All right.
Yeah. All right, man. Look, I'm about to get off. I've been out here about 3 hours now. I just wanted to come on and chill with y'all, man. The kids going back to school soon, so I got things to do. But I could keep going for another few hours, but I got things to do with my sons, man, early in the morning. So y'all keep cool, man. Enjoy, man. All right? I appreciate the support as always. There's 2 people I didn't call back, but I got to go, man. I should have been off here 10 minutes ago. But y'all keep cool, keep safe, eat something good, and stay positive, man. Big vote. This is fight week. I am going to be going live every day. And I'm going to be doing a lot of videos because my sons will be back in school. So I got my whole morning back and afternoon back. The boys are out in summer break, so you can understand. I'm busy as hell until the night. So be back to business next week. And just brace yourself, because I got a whole lot of shit that I want to talk about that I haven't been able to. So y'all keep cool, all right? Yo, let me click on this.